Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the world of Fate Stay Night. I am your host, Codwiz. How do I feel about saying I'm your host? I don't know. Still feel weird about all this stuff. Still not great at the whole hosting of a stream thing. I feel like I have been getting used to it, but then I feel like over the last month, especially when I started chilling, I started to all of a sudden feel that overwhelming sense of shame of trying to self promote or trying to label the channel, and just I don't know. My brain is stupid. I hate my brain, but I know what makes me hate my brain less: singing. Let's have a little bit of the music theater warm up with something that will probably make me sad. From Next to Normal, I Miss the Mountain. A little bit of bipolar in your mornings or afternoons, whenever the heck you're listening. There was a time when I flew higher. There was a time the wild girl running free would be me. Now I see her feel the fire. Now I know she needs me there to share. I'm nowhere. All these blank and tranquil years, seems they've dried up all my tears. And while she runs free and fast, seems my wild days are past. But I miss the mountains. I miss the dizzy heights. All the manic magic days and the dark depressing nights. I miss the mountains. I miss the highs and lows. All the climbing, all the falling, all the while the wild wind blows, singing you with snow and soaking you with rain. I miss the mountains. I miss the pain. Mountains make you crazy. Here it's safe and sound. My mind is somewhere hazy and my feet are on the ground. Everything is balanced here and on an even keel. Everything is perfect. Nothing's real. Nothing's real. And I miss the mountains. I miss the lonely climb, wandering through the wilderness and spending all my time where the air is clear and cuts you like a knife. I miss the mountains. I miss the mountains. I miss my life. I miss my life. Hooray, super sad songs. Drag together an AMV and you're going to take the same amount of time the stream goes on to even the download the footage from the PS5. Oh, good luck with that. Good luck downloading the footage. What, if you don't mind me asking, what is the AMV going to be for? What game shall you be representationizing? As we continue with the choice where we left off, the choice that I really don't like the wording of. I think this is very poorly worded. Where we last left off, Ilya's dead. Berserker's dead. Genji's not really being our best friend right now. It'll be a fortnight thing because the Doctor Doom boss was today. Oh, yeah, I think I saw you post, or someone post on Twitter about there was some Doctor Doom thing going on. Hope you're having fun with that. My answer is, and Lancer has reached out to like strike a deal with us, and I think the way he worded it made me think he wants Rin to be his master. But we both have to agree to it. And my answer is either all right, I refuse, or this vague as hell answer. I don't think we are in a position to refuse at all if we want to have any hope. It's either all right, but under one all right, or I don't mind, but under one condition. I really wish I knew what the one condition was. The condition is funny. All right, I will count on you that the condition is funny, but like the way this is worded, I despise. Like there have been a handful of choices in this game, like probably like less than 10, maybe around 5, where it's just like, I hate the wording of this. This might be the one I hate the most. Hopefully condition is funny and doesn't cost me anything, because I want to know what the condition that frickin' Shiro has in mind is. We have to accept his offer. Even if he is an enemy, his argument's correct. Osaka and I alone can't beat Castor. But there should be some hope if we have Lancer's help. However, alright, I'll believe your argument. But understand one condition. I'll accept your help in defeating Castor. I'm not going to accept your feat. I'm not into that. I'm into swords. And we'll trust you. But what? You want me to tell you who my master is? No. Maybe I should ask that. Ren, should I ask that? No, I already have another condition in my mind. Okay. Even if we're cooperating, stay away from Tosaka. Those looks. The air freezes. Lancer becomes speechless as though he was just caught off guard. Yeah, that's the right music for that. Huh? Oh, I see, of course. That's way more important than my master, right, Ked? He starts laughing as if it's the funniest thing he ever heard. Yep, Shiro is just jealous. He is down bad for Tosaka, and he doesn't want any boys getting close to her. Why? Is that bad? I'm just letting you know. I'm not letting you have Tosaka because you own girls when you hang out with them, right? I didn't really learn that lesson from Hirai. He didn't really tell me how to deal with girls. All I learned growing up is don't get Taiga mad at you. I wonder if she's gonna be mad that we left her in Ren's house just asleep for multiple days without feeding her. Taiga will get over it if she lives. She keeps getting redder and redder by the frame. Of course not, it's not bad. In fact, I see you in a whole new light. Oh, that's great, young lady. The kid's head over heels for you. What are you saying? We're not like that. Yeah, we're just cooperating. We're not even just friends. Just cooperating. That's like worse than just friends. Are you sure about that? You get on my nerves. What's with the know-it-all face? Come on, say something, Shiro. Tell him we're just cooperating. Say something, idiot. This is if we actually... It's as if we actually, liked each other. Liked each other. Hey, it's not an as if. You guys are already in love with each other. It's obvious even to me. You both covered it up. Man, she's gonna be quite a handful, boy. We got a plus heart! We got a plus heart! We have a chance! We have not completely doomed ourselves. Okay, what's the heart count? I think we actually do need to do a heart count because it's been a little bit. Alright, 1 heart. Alright, 1 heart. I just need to see if we've completely screwed ourselves over yet. We might not have. 2 hearts. 3 hearts. We're doing okay. We've done slightly better. That's a saber heart. Dang it. I don't think we need saber hearts. No. 3. We didn't get a heart there when we could have. Whoops. So I think we're at like 4 or 5 hearts, somewhere around there. Oh boy. Oh boy. Might be in trouble. Lancer makes a sympathetic gesture. Oh, well, I already know that Tosaka's a handful. I reply with a sour look to let him know that there is no problem. There is no problem between me and Tosaka. Everything's perfectly fine. We're very happy together, cooperating. Yeah. What? Ah, how dependable. Then I shall be mindful when I interact with her. Ah, but well, she's fun to tease, so I'll have a little fun on the way. You don't mind this much, right? Alright, we can go with that. Tease her as much as you want. So long as we get your help to defeat Castor. Well, then it's decided. Let's shake hands. Now you're getting in my personal space. Well, I guess you have to get in the personal space to shake hands. Lancer comes up to me unarmed and shakes my right hand as I awkward put out. There are worrying factors, but we were able to obtain a reliable I feel I should put quotes around reliable. All that's left is... I'm so mad. Whatever. I am calling it off with you guys. I'm going to go beat Castor all by myself. How can I calm Dorel Tosaka down? Oh no. We're doomed. She's going to charge into the compound. We walk in the forest at night. So does that, like, officially mean that, like, Ren is his master? Okay, it doesn't look like it. So his master is definitely alive, and he didn't, like, make her his master. So there we go. Hirai is his master still. But Castor killed him, clearly. We walk in the forest at night. Although we don't know what his intentions are, having Lancer's cooperation now means we don't have to stay at the castle. But I wanted to have a sleepover there. The maids are still there. We really need to give those maids a proper burial. We're just working together with them, alright. Lancer must have taken a liking to Tosaka as he keeps messing with her and getting hit by her. That's my kink. I mean, that's my bit. You have your own master right, then you should just stay quiet. We're going to have to go back to being enemies once we defeat Castor, so it does no good to be talking right. Anything other than the strategy meeting is super unnecessary. Oh, what? We can't talk because we're going to be enemies. You have less composure than you look. It should be natural for you to sit down and have a heart-to-heart with someone you get along with, even if they are your enemy. What era are you from? That kind of I will kill you tomorrow but we're friends today stuff is kind of out of style. It's so retro. We need to be thorough with it if you are going to do it, or else it'd be rude to the other party. Wow, sure has become a boring world. Lancer never learns. It feels like they've just been repeating the same kind of conversation for a while now. I've been enjoying the wacky antics, but it's a long walk through the forest. It will eventually get old. More importantly, Lancer, you know what your role is, right? Huh? Yes, I'll lead the way, and you two are going to fight Castor and her master, right? My role is to fight Archer. I'll have to do something about sabers, well, in the worst case, but it shouldn't be a problem if I just have to hold him down. Lancer just speaks objectively. Luckily, we can totally 2v2 tag team match Castor and a frickin' assassin super monk man. Not gonna have any problem whatsoever. He isn't even scared of fighting Saber and Archer at the same time. 3v3 team. Like, he might be in a 1v2. We'd have no idea what the Saber situation's gonna be like. It could be really bad for us. Come to think of it, Saber told me when we were training in the dojo, she said Lancer is the best among the servants when it comes to just surviving. He praised him, saying he had super agility and good combat stuff, and that he would be impregnable defensively when he went into defense mode. He must have like 2,000 defense just base as a 4 or less star. He must have fought many battles from disadvantageous positions when he was alive. The aloof man must be a heroic spirit who ran through the jaws of death many times and survived. That's fine, but Archer and Saber aren't the only enemies. There also is Assassin under Caster. That means you're going to have 3 opponents. Ah, that's bad. I don't like that guy. I don't want to fight that guy one-on-one if possible. It'd be best to finish that guy off from afar, but... well, there's no need to worry. Assassin won't show up at the church. How can you say so? If Caster's not going back to Ryodao Temple, then why wouldn't she call for Assassin to be her guard? Assassin is a servant that Caster summoned. But there are limitations because of that. He's a heroic spirit that was summoned to the place itself. He can't leave Ryodao Temple. And in any case, Caster won't call for him. So even if she used, like, a command spell, he wouldn't come? Or is he saying that, like, there's no way Caster would use one? Thing is, a servant that Caster servant... Oh, okay. Thing is, the servant that Caster summoned without telling her master. Thing is, a servant that Caster summoned without telling her master. The wording of that sentence is weird. Okay, after rereading it like 5 times, it still feels like a weird wording. That thing is a servant that Caster summoned without telling her master. She'll hide as long as her master is at the church. And she won't let go of Ryodao Temple so easily either. She won't let go of Ryodao Temple, so that means it's because that mountain is the summoning place of the Holy Grail. Did you know that? This is the 5th Holy Grail, but there are only 4 possible places where the Holy Grail can be summoned. 2 of those places are Ryodao Temple and the church. By the way, it was summoned at the church in the 3rd war. The 4th one was summoned in some plain somewhere. What happened in the 3rd war? Oh, I thought you were just happy as long as you're fighting, but you're actually a little bit smart. My master just happens to be a bit difficult. It's not like I'm interested in your circumstances. Alright, then this time's summoning place is the same as the first time, huh? Osaka mumbles for a while as Lancer watches her with delight and just walks in the dark forest. It's deep into the night and the date has long since changed. Dawn should be breaking by the time we get out of the forest and return to town. Are we doing this without sleep? I really would like to have a nap. I mentally prepare myself as I walk. We're going to challenge Caster one more time in just a few hours. I won't hesitate, even if that girl becomes our enemy by then. What's her face? Oh, she's blonde. She usually wears blue. I think she's blonde. Is she blonde? Yeah. Dang it. What's her name? Oh, well. She doesn't matter anymore. Because we have Rin and Lancer. We'll defeat Caster. I have to accept that that's the top priority. We head to the battlefield. No matter what waits for us at the church, at daybreak, we can't stop now. We're hosed, aren't we? One save, please. Day 14. We got this. Unlimited Blade Works 14. Night. Stay night. Oh boy, this is gonna be bad. But before the big final battle, well, probably not final battle. It's just gonna be a really big one. There's one more conversation. When they get out of the forest and the day breaks, before they head to the church, the girl tells him the fact that she kept hidden. I'll tell you this now, but the pendant you gave back to me is one of a kind. She doesn't say what it means, and he doesn't pursue it further. That is because that is an unnecessary matter when they are about to fight their biggest enemy, Castor. Only one pendant, the one that he found in her room and returned to her. The one that he picked up that night and put into his desk? Now is not the time to be wondering about time paradoxes. That's all I have to say. The pendant you found in my room is something that Archer returned to me on the day you were stabbed by Lancer. I just assumed that was something he picked up. The decisive battle is near. The roof of the tall church can be seen in the corner when looking up at the sky. Contradiction, this is a job for Phoenix Wright. Sadly, I don't voice act Phoenix Wright. I voice act almost everyone else. Voice acting Phoenix Wright is the job of my buddy, The Worst Heroes. I've been watching the VODs of our playthrough recently, and dear lord, I am loving I love Justice for All. I even love the circus case for all of its cringiness and insanity and stupidity. Oh, and that last case, like 2-4, the case with Madon Gar, the Nickel Samurai, Juan Corrida, Adrian, like, it's still my favorite case of all the times. Even after Great Ace Attorney and playing the other 6 games, or all 6 games, and Investigations 1, 2-4 is still my favorite case. By far. Osaka says she wants to confirm things one last time. Our roles are decided. Lancer draws Archer and Saber away. We use that opening to fight Castor. Please let this work. In response to Lancer sarcastically asking if we'd be able to defeat Castor. Yeah, I think I can outwit Castor if I fight her one-on-one. Osaka just says that with confidence, despite the fact that, you know, Castor can summon death magic in like a millisecond. Sure. I don't know what she means by outwitting her, but sure, if she has a plan, go for it. All I need to do is fulfill Tosaka's demands. I'll keep Kazuki from protecting Castor no matter what. I'm going to protect his swords however many times is necessary to do that. I close my eyes and I dive inside myself. Magic circuit is still on. Magecraft Beyond's one capacity will destroy the user themselves. First time, half of my body went numb, and the second time was kind of easy and had no effect on my body, mainly because I kind of only did it once for like a second, and I didn't really fight. I blocked like 2 punches. That's all I did with them. Well, the first time I blocked like 40 blows or something. Now, there's no guarantee that the third time's going to be the same, but I think there should be no problem if I'm just copying the swords. My body is super stable, and through sheer awareness alone, I have access to the magic circuits that were so difficult to create before. It's like there's a fake nerve behind my normal nerve, and I'm able to reverse them with just the press of a button. There's part of me that wants to believe it's because I got used to it. I can easily prepare the swords. Projections become my primary weapon. It's kind of improved greatly compared to 10 days ago. At least I'm pretty sure it has. Seriously haven't done enough to, like, guarantee that. Not only has the control of my magic stuff improved, but my sword technique has improved. The reason behind it. I stopped myself from thinking about it because it's just going to make me sad. Our priority, defeat Castor, get Saber back. Asking myself stupid questions can come after the battle. My headache gets worse the closer I get to the church. It's just like when I was looking for Tosaka, but I can't stop thinking about it. The sunrise is gray. Sunlight is blocked by the clouds, sealing the dawn's brightness. The sun above is cloudy. The sky is closer to black than gray and reminds me of some bad stuff. Oh, is it gonna start raining? I'm gonna get sad if it starts raining, and then the cloudy sky that smelled like it had just stopped raining. Oh, dang it. I knew you'd come. Hello, Brother Nero. He stares at Tosaka with cool eyes. Tosaka doesn't say anything and just stares right back. So, what is the plan you have prepared? You're not the type to challenge without someone without one. Yeah, you're fighting me. I'm surprised it's been a few days since you lost me, and you already made a contract with a new servant. Good grief, I'm not one to talk, but you're quite fickle. Maybe cutting ties with you was the right thing to do. Erg! It's fine, Shiro. Don't let him provoke you. But I want to stab him. Let me stab him. He's a jerk. She stops me as she stares at Archer. That's obvious looking at her face, even if she knows he's provoking her. Doesn't change the fact that those words hurt Tosaka's feelings. How dare you! I didn't like you from the start, but it seems you're rotten to your core. Does betrayal get on your nerves, Lancer? You're not even the one who got betrayed. How very faithful of you. I'm not supporting the young lady. I just don't like how there are servants like you. A hero's pride, huh? Everyone says the same thing. Even that caster said such a ridiculous thing. What honor do you have to protect when you're dead? To be honest, I cannot understand how you people think. I don't think you're allowed to say you people, Archer. Not cool. Yeah, you don't have to. I'll save you the trouble. Conversation between the two of them. All that's left is Lancer's sharp intent to kill. Use the heart exploding powers. Archer's calm intent to kill. About 10 meters up. Why are we so obsessed with things being 10 meters apart? The knight in red and blue confronting each other again. Lancer, Tosaka calls. You two go inside. You two go inside. I'll catch up after I beat this guy. I know, but Lancer, Archer is like super tough or something. I'll go easy on him. I need for him to get on his knees and apologize to you. Without looking back, he smiles while staring at Archer. Thanks. I'm glad you're the one who came to help us. Well, he's literally the only servant left, so yeah. We go around the two and we run to the church. Archer the guard just casually lets us through. No, he had to let us through. If he gave us any attention, he would get stabbed with the heart explosion. Either he doesn't let us go but gets attacked by Lancer, or he lets us go and confronts him. Hello, bots. We're having a heavy bot day. Again. Yay! If he is really guarding the place, the choice should be obvious. We run around the courtyard and open the door to the church. And behind us... Ah, jeez, this is troublesome. What is it, Lancer? Oh, well, I can't go easy after she thanks me like that. That's troublesome, right? She's a great master. But I'm not one who is able to betray my master readily. You are rather naive, Lancer. Do you know the saying, the grass is always greener on the other side? Ah, what are you saying? Course not. Go, Lancer! Surely the worst case scenario won't happen and Archer defeats Lancer in like a matter of a minute or less, right? Surely not. Nope, it's time for our luck to turn around. Everything's gonna go well. We don't have much time. We'll beat Caster before Lancer and Archer settle things. I know, we shouldn't waste our breath. So, are you sure I can leave Caster to you, Tosaka? Yeah, I'm sure I'll be thoroughly cornered, but don't help me. You can just try to keep Kazuki away as long as possible. Go past the chapel and head to the door leading to the courtyard. Remember when the game said, hey, everyone's going to go back to school and just like there are going to be any problems? I have a feeling we're going to get in trouble for skipping school for a while. Oh no. That's the way this route is going to end, with me and Tosaka expelled. I won't hesitate if Tosaka says so. Most of all, I don't know if I could back up Tosaka, even if she were in trouble. My opponent is Kazuki. I wouldn't even be able to dodge his first attack if I'm not paying full attention to him. And Kazuki. Caster's presence is getting close. He must not even be hiding her powers, as the church is surrounded by Caster's magic stuff. With this amount, she must already know about the raid. Shadow Legend. Now I know. Osaka being expelled isn't a problem. She's just doing school for fun while mage training. Shiro, though, yeah, Shiro kind of needs school. He needs the training so that he can go to sword making camp or something. I assume that's all Shiro's goal in life is. Trace on! I knit together the illusion. I got used to it as his swords are in both hands within a minute. Ah, brain hurt. Feel a headache. Even if I'm getting used to it, still takes its toll. Oh, protection. Still sucks. Is it my imagination? For a moment, I thought Tosaka had hung her head in sorrow while running next to me. Does that mean she likes me? I'll have to project a box of chocolates later. With the heart shape! Go down through the darkness. Although it'll probably just be a short... We can make her a heart-shaped sword. That'll tell her how I feel. And stab her with it. Wait, no. Sorry, I just like... I know you stab things with swords, so I sometimes forget you don't need to stab everything and everyone. Run down the stairs that go underground and go out to the open area. After that, we jump off the railing of the stairs down to the sanctuary. You don't have to jump down the stairs. Your ankles are already shattered from the last time you did that. You cannot call us that. Okay, I agree with Castor, she's right. We land in the sanctuary as we land in our superhero pose. You know the pose, just like the fist down, head sort of down, slowly raise our head up. We're in the super dramatic part of the movie. It's supposed to be a surprise attack, but Castor just greets us. Hey, Mr. Teacher Man. Aren't you supposed to be at school? You're going to get in trouble for being absent. Oh, and there's Kazuki standing by Castor. I feel no enmity or bloodlust. This is just battle posture. His clear murderous intent is even hiding the dreadfulness of that man. In that regards, he's more like an assassin than his servant assassin right now. Than the servant assassin. And Saber is at the altar. Situation's the same as 2 days ago. Saber is still tied to the ceiling with her head hanging down. I'm relieved we made it, but at the same time, it worries me how quiet she is. I feel like Saber's in more pain than before. She was shaking slightly, as if breathing with her whole body to go against Castor's magic, but she's silent now, like she's frozen. Let it go, let it go. I have a bad feeling. It's good Assassin's not here, but we won't be able to get out of here alive if my worries are true. We're here, Castor. I thought things through, but I've decided to have you eliminated. You're an eyesore and you're in my way. You're super troublesome, and I do not like the way you dress. You look like you came from the countryside with that purple robe in this day and age. I feel like that's a little bit racist. Besides, I think it's a dope-looking robe. I'm siding with Caster, can I switch sides? Poor assassin sidelined again. Hey, he's not dead. His ribs aren't exploding right now, I think. Tosaka insults Caster. Super rude. Tosaki didn't have to do that, but oh well. Who's full of composure, as if refusing to lose against her. Even though she's saying kind of messed up things, she must actually be feeling the opposite from the way she's slowly closing in on her. Now's the time for me to concern about Saber, about what's-her-face. Who cares about her? I've got Rin in this route. If Tosaka's going to close in on Caster's counterclockwise, I'm going to close in clockwise. Pincer attack! Caster and Kazuki. If we're going to separate them, we have to attack from both sides and isolate our enemies.
見逃してもらった分際で随分と勘違いをしたよね。今時の魔術師は皆こうイノシシ頭なのかしら。これではアーチャーが見限るのも当然ね。
Well, Tosaka's insults must have worked because Caster's only looking at her. I use the opening to move! Move to the other side of Tosaka, where I can attack Caster from the other side. And Kazuki watches that in silence. I knew it! There's no way the man wouldn't notice something like this. He's aware of everything. The fact we're trying to defeat him one by one, and the fact that Tosaka has some kind of plan. Maybe I should have come up with a plan. Nah, I'm just gonna charge. Even with that in mind, Kazuki is letting Caster do what she wants. Not like Kazuki's being manipulated, he's just doing whatever the heck he feels like. He became Caster's master of his own free will. But still, based on his passivity, Kazuki is close to a puppet. Servant who's skilled in providing backup using magecraft, and a master who's skilled in hand-to-hand. Their roles are reversed, and I feel like their way of being is reversed as well. Caster, who seeks the Holy Grail, and the master protects Caster without his own will. Makes me think, without a reason, that if Caster was a master and Kazuki was a servant, then they wouldn't have fallen so low. I'm gonna disagree with you a bit there, Shiro. I don't think, like, having their roles reversed would affect it that much. Osaka looks over at me. Means our positions are perfect. Then, the match will be settled if either of us attacks. Whether Tosaka and I get defeated, or Tosaka defeats Caster before that, or a battle with Caster. Well, I'm not going to go through all the scenarios. It's just the final battle time. Until the final battle. Let's start this then. This is the third time I'm fighting you. And I'll settle for this for the last time. Tosaka steps up close to Caster.
まさかとは思うけど、本気で私に勝てると思っているの？お嬢。だとしたら腕比べどころの話じゃないわ。今回も見逃してあげるから、まずその少年を直してらっしゃいな。
Hey, her personality is only kind of twisted and messed up. Of course I can win. This isn't that right. There's no way a first-class mage is going to lose to a third-class mage like you.
So?
Again, taunting the lady who can cast laser death spells in less than a second seems like a bad idea. We'll see how this works out for Tosaka. Ah, frick. They brace themselves at the same time. With a few meters between them. Is it 10 meters? They look like mirror images. That's the signal. I attack the defenseless caster. This is gonna go well. Yeah, figured. And I'm blocked. Ghost-like assassins in front of me. I don't have the composure to watch Tosaka and Caster fight. That'll have to be done during an intermission, probably. He already knows my intentions, and he's not gonna let me buy time. letting out the snake that cornered even Saber. Kazuki comes to take my life. Ah, no. I can hold him off for a minute at most. Should be the same for Tosaka. Originally, this is a battle with no chance of victory had the roles not been reversed. There's no way we could win against enemies who surpass us both in hand-to-hand combat and magecraft. But looking at it the other way, we could put up a fight. Osaka would be killed in an instant if she fought Kazuki, and Caster would just end up, just pointing at me if I fought her and, mind control again. On the other hand, might not be able to win, but at least we won't get killed instantly. The battle is not about how we can defeat them. The battle is like walking on a tightrope. See how long we can hold off an opponent superior. It's like when you watch American Gladiators and they do the joust. Like 9 times out of 10, the gladiator's going to win. Sometimes the challenger does. I know there's like a 30-second time limit, but almost no one lasts a 30-second time limit. That's even rarer. I'm not excited for this fight, because, honestly, the Day 3 version of this fight was, my least favorite fight to read through, so I'm probably going to fast forward through this. Even though he told Ren Tosaka's ally that he would take it easy, that becomes secondary once a battle starts. It's just the style that these two are going to fight is the least interesting fight style I think is available. Just I think just the melee fights are the worst fights, which is one of the reasons I think I've enjoyed this route more, because there's been so much more focus on Caster and her magic. Hold on, I actually have to read that line in a minute, but I want to finish this thought. The battles in this round have been a lot more interesting because a lot of them have involved Caster, so they've been more magic based, and freaking Kazuki has added a whole lot more to the combat. It has added an entirely new dynamic to it. So that I really enjoy the battles in this route a whole lot more. I honestly did not enjoy a lot of the battles from the Fate route. The Hercules fights were solid, and the one in the forest was probably the best fight in Fate. But it's overall, I haven't enjoyed reading the battles in that route, but this route, the battles have been a lot better. But yeah, time to read this probably important line. This is the second battle. Lancer was bound by a certain command spell. To learn his enemy master's strengths, his master told Lancer, fight with everyone, but do not defeat them. Survive the battle against someone you are fighting against for the first time, no matter what. Lancer was always destined to lose. He cannot kill servants. Kirai ordered it. Yeah. But it's just the first time. He can kill the second time, it sounds like. That is the only command he was given. And he obeyed such a ridiculous command, and his no-holds-barred battle had finally come. Therefore, there is no way that it is the same as the last battle. There is nothing binding Lancer, and Archer is now fighting the fastest heroic spirit out of all the servants. Anguish escapes Archer for a second time. Even his hawk-like eyes can't follow Lancer's spear. Ha 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 ha. He cannot see the tip of the spear closing in on him. Even the moments of Lancer's arms and legs are speeding up to reach the realm that are no longer visible. Gotta go faster, faster, faster. He was able to dodge this much because he knew Lancer's spear from the last battle. He is doing what he can now, using the fact that he is inferior to Lancer when it comes to hand-to-hand combat as a weapon to handle his fierce attacks. He is adjusting where he gets attacks, and the Knight in the Red Cloak limits the attacks by creating fatal openings himself. Of course, he will die if he does not dodge the attacks first, but if he's going to die getting wounds all over his body from trying to avoid an instant death, he'd rather die an instant death with all his limbs intact. Yeah, Archer seemed to be averse to losing a limb after apparently what happened in his real life. There's going to be an Ace Attorney moment in this battle, if you recall 1-5 well enough. I do love myself some 1-5. I'm picturing it. It's like, I see that statue in the background. There's a statue in the center background. Is it holding a giant spike? That is now the question. Fortunately, Lancer is still underestimating Archer. No, he is simply immersed in the battle itself. If they're going to keep on killing each other with just a difference in ability, then he can think of another 30 ways of showing openings. Predicting the enemy's movements using information gained previously, and breaking the status quo from cultivated battle experience. So you know, like, with the first 3 games of the Phoenix Wright trilogy, more like the first 2 games, I guess, to be more accurate, like, I know those cases backwards and forwards, because, like, those, I didn't have a ton of games. Like, I tried to be sparse with buying games as I grew up, and the Ace Attorney games, especially 1 and 2, 3 to a lesser extent, because I did have more games by then, but, like, Ace Attorney 1 and Justice for All, I replayed those games multiple times, just enjoying the dialogue, enjoying the logic. Even, like, I can get the enjoyment out of visual novels, mainly because, like, that's just what I did when I was growing up. I say growing up. I was nearing college by that point. Well into high school. That is the mind of steel called the mind's eye that is gained from training. There is nothing deemed as extraordinary. This is the only skill that he possesses. It is not innate like Saber's instinct, but it is a simple weapon that anyone can gain from training in a frank manner. Who is Frank Manner? Lancer withdraws his spear and stops for a bit. He observes the disgruntled bowman in red. It is obvious who is going to win. Archer has no chance of victory at hand-to-hand combat. That is something he knew. If Archer is a bowman like his name states, this cannot be a fair fight unless he is shooting from a distance. But he blocked the attacks. He has been at an advantage and should not last a few more blows, but he blocked the full force attack. Is he strong, or am I going easy on him? I sneer. Archer's a mysterious servant. I should admit that he's strong in that regard. But it is unthinkable that I'm going easy. The first attack was aimed at the neck to blow his face off. The second was aimed at the heart to smash his ribs. There's no way I'm going easy. No way, but it's certainly true. I wasn't trying to kill him. What is there in this serious battle? Battle between servants comes down to Avilia of the Noble Phantasms. The fact that I'm cornering him without using the fatal attack is proof that I am going easy. And that reason. The cause seems to be the expression of gratitude that he had never heard before. Jeez. Am I being serious? The swords clash harder than before. Both parties spring apart with sparks that fly. Lancer's full force blow, as if he is about to hit himself, is offset by Archer's full force attack. The distance between them is about 5 meters. With that distance, Archer would be able to close that in an instant. I don't get it. The spearman in blue murmurs. You went under Caster, even though you're this strong. You and Ren would be able to defeat Caster. Lancer stops emitting murderous intent, and there is no opening in his stance. At that, Archer slightly smiles. I'm surprised. I was wondering what you were going to say, but you're still saying such things. This route is the one with the most Lancer, but it's still not a ton. Poor Lancer. I'm still waiting for the route where we get, like, hopefully, Heaven's Feel, we get a little bit of Ryder. Surely in Heaven's Feel, we actually get to learn Ryder's name, right? Right? Oh boy. Lance, I choose the option that has the highest possible chance of victory. No matter what Ren thinks, I decided that there is no other option than this. His voice full of confidence, has no sense of guilt. The knight in red actually did not regret betraying his master. Is that so? Huh. See what I made even ask. Archer agrees. Lancer snorts and quickly raises the tip of his spear. You are certainly good at fighting. You should be able to manage well with the path you chose. That is not the right way. Your sword definitely lacks pride. His fighting spirit rises. Seeing that, the bowman in red smiles in delight. Heart stab. Unfortunately, I do not have any pride. But what about it? Will my name as a hero be disgraced? Don't make me laugh, Lancer. I can wash off disgrace with results. You can feed me your meaningless pride to the dogs. In an instant, slightly relaxed atmosphere changes. The air freezes. The demonic spear with a magical energy to disrupt the order of the world and invert cause and effect is raised. The murderous intent that is released is nothing like before. In the midst of the tension, where it is difficult to even breathe, said, "Dogs, Archer." The spearman in blue bellows in a voice that could drive crows away from the battlefield. It is true. Ku-Cthulhian. It's the truth, Ku-Cthulhian. If you have your pride as a hero, you should get rid of it right now. Well said. Then you die first. Lancer jumps back greatly. It is not just the matter of distance to thrust his spear. The distance that opened between them in an instant is over 100 meters. Lancer leaps back to the entrance of this clearing and crouches on all four like a beast. Archer's 5 senses freeze. Is it fear? Awe? Whichever it is, he immediately understood the meaning of Lancer's retreat. The fact that his enemy's next attack is literally a fatal attack. You know about Gaebolg's ability, right, Archer? Lancer, crouching on the ground on all four, raises. Ku-Cthulhian was called the Hound of Culian in Celtic myth, which is why they emphasized dog there. Yay! His form is like a sprinter waiting for the starting pistol. Archer does not have time to answer. The knight in red throws away his sword and immerses himself in his own mind as fast as possible. But will he make it? Lancer's posture. If his demonic spear is like the legend, the noble phantasm that blocks it cannot be superficial. Here I come. Take this attack as a farewell present. The blue panther runs. Even his afterimage is far away. Lancer sprints toward Archer like the wind. The distance between both parties is 100 meters. Lancer is not going to thrust his spear with that running start. The blue figure crouches. The spearman that ran through 50 meters in an instant suddenly leaps up from the ground. His body flies through the air. He holds up the magical spear that always pierces the heart in one thrust. Space distorts. According to the legend, the spear scatters numerous arrowheads once it is thrust into the enemy. In other words, Gay, the spear that causes respawn to the worlds. The spearman in blue leans back as if drawing a bow. Borg. And he slams down that blow with a roar. You got this, Lancer, unless you don't. It is a noble phantasm that was made to be thrown. The spear that always pierces the heart once it is aimed. The cursed noble phantasm that cannot be avoided and will continue attacking the target every time it is avoided. That is Gaebolg. The spear of destruction possessed by the hero, who never lost once in his lifetime. There is no way to stop the thing that is shot out with all of Lance's magical energy. It cannot be avoided nor dodged. Therefore, it is fatal. There is no way for one to survive once they are targeted by the magical spear. The magic bullet approached. In a split second, the knight in red closes his eyes as if accepting his death. Here it comes. I am the bone of my sword. The thorn of light clashes. The moment the thorn of destruction comes falling from the sky to directly hit the knight in red. Pro Arias. The true name is spoken, shaking the air. The instrumental shield Pro Arias, which wins the unblockable attack or the indestructible shield. About to find out. Anyone remember their Phoenix Wright Rise from the Ashes lore should know the answer. The spear and shield clash. The spear of death, which breaks through every protective wall and evasion. The spear is stopped. The fatal spear is stopped by Archer's noble phantasm, swirling up a storm of wind and scattered debris. The 7 flower petals that appear from somewhere protect Archer and oppose the magical bullet that tries to shoot him down. Who would know? This protection itself is Ios. The one thing said to have stopped the javelin of the great hero is the shield of Ios. There are 7 barriers shaped like flower petals, and each layer is as strong as a castle wall. It is a bounded field, noble phantasm, that is invincible against any projectile targeted towards the user. A thrown spear would surely be deflected by the shield without penetrating even one petal. At the very least, Archer does not know of any spear that can break through this shield. And yet, the fatal spear breaks through it effortlessly! The 6th flower petal is destroyed. Only one remains. The magical spear reaches the 7th petal that had never been pierced through and doesn't stop its force. The unstoppable thorn of the magic spear, with that right in front of him. With a roaring spirit, Archer pulls all of his magic energy into his own noble phantasm. What's shattered? Lancer, who had landed on the ground, stares at the servant in front of him. Archer has wounds all over his body. His stretched out arm is like a decayed branch. His face is distorted in pain not only from the wounds but from the enduring headache beyond his imagination. I'm surprised. I did not think there was a spear in this world that could penetrate Ios. Your spear surpasses the original Gungnir. The knight in red compliments the spearman in blue from the bottom of his heart. There is no such way such a thing would get through to Lancer. His strongest attack, the attack that made him a hero, was blocked. He is so angry that his glare should be able to kill someone. But that anger is almost erased by a strong wonder. It is too strange. It is true that Archer is a mysterious servant. His identity is unknown, and he carries twin swords while being a bowman, and even showed a shield that could block Lancer's strongest attack. That is abnormal. Such a hero cannot be found anywhere in this world. Who are ya? I am just a bowman. Your judgment is not incorrect. Nonsense. A bowman would not have a shield that could block a noble phantasm. Well, it depends. But this is the result. I have used up most of my magical energy and one of my arms is destroyed. Ios is completely shattered. That was my strongest protection. Well, dang it. Lancer keeps glaring at Archer, who is bantering. And then... More importantly, have you noticed, Lancer? Casta seems to be unexpectedly struggling. He's no longer supervising us. Archer adds, raising his arms as if to surrender. Ah, I see. I thought so. But that was your intention from the start. Of course, I told you, right, that I would only choose the option with the highest success rate. Oh man, I really hate you. Lancer says bitchly and turns his back to Archer. His job is done. His role is to distract Archer. That is meaningless now. There is no need for him to support Ren Tosaka any longer. Spearman in Blue turns on one heel to return to his master, and what could possibly go wrong? Lays on the grass to observe some more. Yep, the shield and the spear both shatter. And form the King of Prosecutors trophy! Heck yeah! We have our Phoenix Wright lore right here! I desperately parry the constant flurry of fists. Kazuki's fists are are live snakes. Even if I barely dodge them, they change their course of direction. That's how Saber got super hurt, as Saber was grazed by the snake because she had the reflexes to dodge it. But I do not have the reflexes, I cannot dodge them, and first of all, I can't even see him. Can't see them, so it's impossible to even dodge them. If only I had the ability to project some super magical shield that can't be pierced by anything. Grrr! My shoulder, Kazuki's fist, grazes my collarbone. Urgh! It's like a sledgehammer. It feels as if my left shoulder is shattered and I almost drop my dagger. Urgh! I stop and bear it, repelling the repeated fist aimed towards my face with the dagger in my right hand. Yeah. I'm sorry, what? He summoned Kancho and Byaki, right? He's calling these daggers? Feels weird to call these daggers. Oh, but the game was nice enough to give us all of the legendary weapons that our boy Gilgamesh summoned in that one battle. How nice of him. Was that servant information we got, Archer? Clairvoyance, Mind Eye, Noble Phantasm. No? I guess it must have been about Lancer. What info did we get? Because I would have thought we would have gotten info on... Okay, it was Lancer. I would have thought we would have gotten the info on the shield, but... Alright. Whatever. I desperately retreat. I retreat without regard to my appearance while Kazuki closes in, without revealing how he advanced. I assume he used his feet. Oh, I shiver at his stance. I'm not going to be able to withstand the next attack. Oh man, it's absurd that I was able to parry all the attacks until now. Lancer used a different Gable from before. This one is throwing attack instead of the stabbing one, so it added the throwing. Okay. Doesn't feel real. My misunderstanding of being able to manage with just defense and being a decoy until Tosaka defeats casters shattered from the first blow. Turns out maybe this plan wasn't the best plan, but oh well, it's what we got. Kazuki took our previous battle into account. I was able to fend off Kazuki who attacked Tosaka, so I thought I'd be able to block his attack if I projected the twin swords. But, on the other hand, it means I can't do anything without the swords. Kazuki took that in consideration, and the first thing he did was try and take away them. How dare he? That's rude. My right dagger shatters. His fist, strengthened by Caster's Magecraft, destroys my sword with just a few blows. Trace! On! Redo again! I can't expect a high quality from a force projection quickly made. As a result, the twin swords had received several attacks, started to lose their accuracy. Oh, I can't control my breathing. Curse you, Mr. Breathe Good. Why didn't you teach me how to breathe good in school? My body is just following the swords. My limbs that copy Arch's movements have kind of exceeded the limits of my body. Uh-oh. Now I've got a headache, and my body is starting to erode every time the swords are destroyed. It's different from using up magic energy, and it feels like I lost one of my magic circuits that I have every time I make one. That's bad! We're about to lose all of our nerve endings. That's probably gonna hurt. I'm almost out. I might be able to make 2 more. It's over when my magic runs out. First of all, would I even be able to make 2 more? Certainly hope so. I am in the air. Fly me to the moon. Let me play among the... Oh, no. I parried the blow that tried to pierce through my chest to the ribcage with the twin swords. That's good. In an instant, my twin swords are destroyed. That's bad. And I was flung away. I feel something hard on my back. I was flung about 5 meters. Are we about to have a rise from the action situation? Am I about to back myself into a spear? Luckily, that didn't happen. I resumed my breathing that I suck at and realized, oh wait, I can't breathe. The rupturing impact is numbing my heart. Luckily, I don't need one of those, right? Like, Lancer already destroyed it once, and I came back from that. Can't breathe, can't move. Just for a few seconds. During that gap of my heart resuming, yay, oh! They even had the frickin' standing still model move back and forth super quick. He approaches. Ah, this is it. This man is gonna finish me off if I drop my guard for a second. And with me like this, it'd be more than enough for him to kill me 6 times. I glare at my enemy. Maybe if I look at him mean enough, he'll feel bad. Even if my limbs don't move, there are still things I can do. Like, look mean? Besides, I'm not one who wields swords to start with. My weapon that I've always been able to fight with is Magecraft. Usually very poorly, but it's not over yet. My role is to hold him down, and I can't give up without doing that. Huh? That hitting sound didn't come from in front of me. Did Ren finally shoot our teacher in the head? The structure of the sword that I was imagining disappears, and Kazuki, who was approaching to twist my neck off, stops. That abnormality was behind Kazuki, and it happened to Caster with the altar behind her. Is this a nut-oh or an oh yeah? Is it a nut-oh or an oh yeah? Oh no. What is it? What just happened? Surely the situation didn't get worse. Alright, I guess we're checking in to see how Tosaka's doing in her fight. Tosaka is also at an advantage. No, the burden is greater than mine since she clearly understands the difference in their power. Who's talking? Is this Saber? Caster points her fingers towards her, full of composure. The Magecraft is error. Caster has no need for incantations. To the witch that lived in the age of God, she does not need a process to connect herself with the world. Caster is always surrounded by the divine mysteries that make the world go round. For her, Magecraft is just something she commands. It is just like ordering a guard dog to attack. Act! Good luck, Tosaka. She counters with her treasured jewels. She does not have the time to cast a spell, and she cannot match Caster's Magecraft with simple spells. Their skills as a mage are just as far apart as heaven and earth. To bridge that gap, she can only bring out the things she's been accumulating for a long time. the crystallization of magical energy that she has stored since she was born. As the daughter of a mage, she faces the challenge, preparing to use the remaining 9 out of 10 irreplaceable jewels. That's one down. Caster keeps her smile, even though her magecraft is being nullified by pure magical energy. Caster, who can exercise magecraft almost infinitely, and the girl who opposed her, using her jewels as amplifiers. The difference is obvious. I do not know how many jewels she has, but it should be around 10 or 20. There is no way she can defeat Caster with that amount. Jabbin! She neutralizes the electric charge with the 7th jewel. There are 6 jewels left. With 6 more spells from Caster, her trump card will run out. I think you might need to go on the offense at some point, Sosaka. Without reacting to the giggling voice, she readies the jewel between her fingers in preparation for the next bullet. Just as Caster says, her jewels would not shatter if she were just protecting herself. Each jewel should be able to block Caster's spell about 3 times, but she couldn't do that. Caster's magecraft covers the sanctuary once it is activated. Kazuki should be protected by Caster, but he is an exception. If she doesn't counter Caster's magecraft before it is activated, Shiro Emiya will burn and die. Therefore, it is meaningless if she protects only herself. She cannot let him die like that, and the premise of this strategy is that he stops Kazuki. I really feel like the plan is that you both distract each other until the other one wins, but you don't seem to be like full of faith that the other person's going to win. Or maybe you have more faith than you think you should the other person's going to win. This plan they have really does not seem like a good plan. Caster's fingers move. Zeig's ein und hein wollt! In response to that, she makes the first move. Her jewels will run out, and she will be killed if she keeps defending. Thank you! Caster's magecraft and her jewels. If the magic energy contained is the same, then it means she can beat Caster if she makes the first move. But she cannot surpass Caster's spells. Her friend Tosaka is fastest without using spells and can establish magecraft just by releasing jewels. Caster is also the fastest. She can create divine mysteries with one phrase. There is no first move in that battle. It's just a clash of power against power. The first one to lose from the clash and run out of magic energy loses. So, Rin, you need to get the shot in on Kazuki, because that seems to be the best hope. Und weiter! Der Ruschen blankt das und eint! She needs to force her way through. She uses her jewels one after another to break through Caster's magic energy. There are 3 jewels released. Additionally, she used her treasure 4th jewel to add a synergistic effect. The magecraft is beyond her limits. You cannot use magecraft surpassing your own tolerance. She herself, who told him that, is kind of breaking their own rule to unleash this attack. The attack would destroy not only the sanctuary, but the entire church, had Caster not defended. But the witch in purple blocks it like it is nothing. No, it just wasn't that. Caster had swallowed all of her magic energy into her robe. Tosaka stands in astonishment. Behind her, she can hear the sounds of his defeat. The sound of breaking swords and his body slamming against the wall. The match is about to be settled. Are we finally going to do the thing that I've been begging them to do? Destroy Castor's master? There is nothing she can do, and her body sways. She staggers forward as if defeated by inescapable despair.
これで終わり？まだ手持ちの宝石はあるのでしょ？諦めずになくなるまで試してみたら？
She has no energy to answer. Regardless of how many jewels she has left, this was the best that she could do. If that didn't work, not even 100 jewels would be enough to hurt Castor with her magecraft.
そう。ようやく理解したようね。何をしようが私にはかなわないと。けれど楽しくはあったわ、お嬢さん。魔術を競い合うのは久しぶりでしたからね。
It's fine. We've got this. I'm sure that someone is going to come in and save the day and everything. We're going to get a happily ever after, right?
ええ。それだけでもあなたに価値を与えましょう。
Ugh. She stops herself from falling forward, suppresses her nausea with her hand, and keeps glaring at Castor.
悔しい？けれどこれが現実よ。遊んであげたとはいえ、あなたはこの私に魔術戦をさせたのだから。
Then Castor points at her, as if to pronounce her death sentence.
消えなさい。あの坊やが私のマスターに倒されるのは時間の問題。その前に、こちらもそろそろ終わりにしましょう。
Castor slowly murmurs her death. That opening. She had been waiting for that judgment. Stakrob Zwei! She only needs one phrase to release the spell. She hangs her head and smiles as she murmurs. What does she murmur? What does she do? What did you just do, Tosaka? Did you just nuke us? Ah! I doubted my own eyes for a moment. Tosaka and Castor. Their battle of magecraft ended with Tosaka's defeat. Tosaka slowly staggered forward as if asking for Castor's forgiveness, and Castor released magecraft to finish her off. That moment, Tosaka counters the released magecraft. That's fine. That's not surprising. Problem is after that, Tosaka punches Castor with a fired up stance. Did she just go melee mode? Did she turn her jewels into a frickin' brass knuckle? Tosaka throws herself into the hellfire. She counters the released magecraft and using it as a distraction, she jumps onto Castor. Cat fight! Cat fight! Castor's surprise is that of a mage. She could not have predicted that the mage that lost in magecraft would just start punching her. I didn't expect it either. So it must be like blasphemy for Castor, who's like a super good mage. But that isn't just a useless struggle. Tosaka closes in and lands a 1-inch punch, a Chinese martial arts move on Castor's chest. A shattering sound. Tosaka must have strengthened her fist like Kazuki, as her blow easily breaks through Castor's defense. Yeah, she went anti-magic on ya. Sorry. Tough luck. Self-defense is a required subject for mages nowadays. Ha 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 ha! Excellent movement by Rin. I'm honestly fascinated by her coordination. Osaka drops to the ground right after the 1-inch punch. It's nice that she's beating someone else up for a change. Putting both hands on the ground, she crouches down to Castor's knees. And to Castor, who had no hand-to-hand combat knowledge, it must look like Tosaka disappeared. Then she executes a foot sweep. Sweep the leg! Put her in a body bag! Her kick using her entire body is explosive, as if trying to kick Castor's legs. Castor's feet are swept beneath her and she lands on her back. Drop the elbow! It doesn't swap after the sweep. Tosaka stands up with her back turned to Castor, uses the turning momentum to jab Castor with the elbow drop from the top rope. Fly! Tosaka stops her turning and throws a straight punch at Castor, putting all her weight into it. Castor's body is blown away. Taking Tosaka's straight punch directly, Castor is slammed into the wall like me. This fight is wonderful. Oh, as she leans against the wall, Castor pants all dizzily. Got you. Spear! The plan worked! I'm just really glad that Kazuki has decided just to watch this instead of easily murdering Shiro or easily murdering Tosaka. Thankfully, he also seems to enjoy watching a cat fight. The plan hinged on that fact. If he was just not staring at this, there's no way this plan works. There's distance between them. Tosaka kicks the ground to cover the few meters between them, and the match is settled. Castor cannot move, and her wound seems fatal. The battle only lasted a few seconds. The match is settled within a 5-second interval after her eye smashed into the wall. Castor has no energy left to fight back. Tosaka closes in on Castor with saber-like speed and delivers the finishing blow, strengthening for just a few seconds using Magecraft. Tosaka intended to fight Castor close combat from the start. Castor only saw Tosaka as a mage, and she acted like she was at a disadvantage so she could use that opening to achieve her one-time surprise attack, and the plan worked. Castor was deceived by Tosaka and was completely lost. Tosaka won the battle! Yeah! Okay, thank you. I was legitimately going to be very annoyed if he didn't step in. If not for the man's monstrous athleticism. If Tosaka running to Castor was like a hurricane, his speed was like a storm caused by the devil. Sorry, I couldn't think of a faster storm than a hurricane. My bad. Like an M4? No way! Tosaka stops. In front of Castor, leaning against the wall, is Soichiro Kazuki, who was just in front of me until now. Oh, wait, you didn't kill this guy? No, I didn't. I was busy trying not to die. Tosaka moves. The instant Tosaka feels death and immediately shields her face while jumping back. Kazuki's right fist that blows me away strikes Tosaka's face. Ow! Tosaka guards her face with both hands and jumps back, but she's sent flying. Tosaka is smashed into the wall opposite of me with her arms dangling down. They are super broken. He just says that calmly. But that's not Tosaka's fault. You were our teacher. You did a bad job of teaching us how to murder things with our fists. Really, it's the fault of the school system. You should resign. The reason she lost her chance is because of me. If I'd stopped Kazuki, Tosaka would have defeated Castor. This is my responsibility. Our once-in-a-lifetime opportunity was lost because I suck. And also because we're fighting like the strongest dude in the universe. Caster's regained her consciousness. That's bad. With Kazuki by her side, she extends her awareness to the entire church. It was all for naught. Ambushes just aren't going to work on Caster anymore. Osaka barely has any strength left, and I only have 2 swords left. This is like super duper bad. And if they use her to attack us, we're hosed.
感謝しますわ、マスター。あなたがいなければ、あのまま倒されていました。
筋はいい。今はセーバーを起こせ。甘く見ていい相手ではなさそうだ。
Plan B is, hey, well, Saber is technically, only a servant to Caster, so technically she can use her free will to stab Kazuki, right? Right? Same thing. Maybe we make Caster so desperate she summons Assassin, and Assassin goes through with that plan. But I maintain, like, hey, I can only summon 2 swords. How about both of those swords be Rule Breaker, and I stab Caster and Saber? I still maintain trying to project the Rule Breaker is our best plan. It's a bad plan, because how the heck are we going to do that? But it's kind of the only plan we got. We've also got the plan of really hope that Lancer still wants to help us. So those are all my plans. We're probably none of them are going to be thought of by the game, because the game's going to think of something even crazier or weirder. Or more sane, I don't know. Lancer's just sleepy. He can take a nap after he explodes these 2 hearts. He's only got to explode 2 more hearts. Caster raises her hand and points at her on the altar. What's-her-name is visibly bound by magic curses, and just about as Caster's about to set her free. Right, you know, had you just done that a few seconds faster. I don't know, I'm guessing Archer? The sound came from above. I can hear the whisper coming from the stairs above me. Caster was the first to notice something was wrong. Kazuki can't tell. Why? Because Kazuki can't detect traces of magic. Caster is on the move. Countless amounts of... Oh no, is it him? Oh no. Floating above Caster's master. Above Kazuki. Perhaps Caster understood she wouldn't be able to block the attack. She now stands in front of her master, trying to shield him from assault. Trace! On! I was certain that the voice of above me uttered such words. Oh, it's not him! So, it's not... This is Archer? The room is now silent. The floating swords turn their gaze upon a single target on the floor and rain down upon them, piercing them. The swords vanish after they have cut through flesh and bone. Now you know where Archer's been getting all the noble phantasms. Dang it, Archer, you're a thief. You're stealing from the great Gilgamesh. How dare you? Leaving behind only traces of crimson. So how was he able to actively harm her? I thought Just like the servant, so long as the command spells were in place, straight up could not hurt the master. They could be jerks to them, but I didn't think they could actually hurt them. But then again, like my theory has said, Archer isn't just a servant, he is a guardian servant, so maybe that puts him in a different category. Servants can attack their masters, just most won't. Okay, because Caster didn't straight up just murder her first master just for the heck of it, I had assumed that they actually couldn't. But it is just like a will. Do they have a strong enough will to or desire to? But the way Caster talked about her first master, I thought she would have done it the first time if she could. So I just assumed it was like literally impossible for her to attack while the command seals were there. But I guess Caster didn't want to murder her old master enough. She chose to be a shield. Dragging her bloodied body, the woman looks back to the man she tried to protect. Kazuki says nothing, while his servant stands in front of him with countless piercing wounds. He was cautious. If she messed up, then her master could just use command spell and make her die. Yeah, that would be very rude. Hey, Caster, you got the command spell. You could just do that. Take out Archer for us. Maybe she feels she doesn't have to hide it anymore. Taking down her hood, the woman shows her real face and slowly approaches her master. Do we get to see it? Yay, we get to see her face! Her body is crumbling. At the brink of death, the woman looks up upon her emotionless master. It's also why Archer waited until Caster was occupied to stop fighting Lancer to come do this. Archer's a jerk. She gently caresses the man's face with her hand. Hey, Kazuki, can you use one of your seals to save her, I guess, or something? Or is it already too late? Probably too late. Her breathing gets shallower with each fading second. Kazuki shows no changes. He simply utters a short confirmation, and he does not even bother to turn his gaze on Caster. This is fine. Wait a second. The woman lets out a smile, realizing that perhaps she's content because of this man. The woman's hand drops down from the man's face. Caster's body starts to disintegrate from her feet. His simple and straight answer makes her smile. She smiles and looks at him like she's staring into a faded dream. Kazuki, why did you say that? All of a sudden, I am filled with fear. What are you planning, Kazuki? The Great Witch fades away as she falls to her eternal slumber. Her purple robe falls to the ground. Without its owner, the robe also follows its master and fades into the wind. Not spending a moment looking at Caster, Kazuki turns his attention to that dude. To the guy probably standing above me, to the knight wearing a red cloak. What's about to happen? My head is hurting. Oh yeah, my body is basically broken because I keep summoning swords. Not from the burden of projecting. Never mind, it's actually not from that. It's that chant? The chant that came out of the guy's mouth is attacking my brain with a constant feeling of nausea. Oh. I'm certain that's what he said. I keep telling himself it's not possible for him to whisper those words. I invented those words. I have the copyright. I'm gonna sue. But without a doubt, he uttered those exact words. Archer walks down into the church. Osaka stares at Archer and is probably still doubting her eyes. How are your arms? Archer, I thought of the possibility, but did you actually have a face turn? Archer's not saying anything? He focuses his sight solely on Kazuki.
獅子心中の虫か。初めからこれを狙っていたな。アーチャー。
Right, but considering she was one of the many legends uttered in Greek mythology, I would say a Trojan horse would be a more fitting description here. Yep, with that, assassin is probably gone because I doubt anyone's going to go to the temple to form a contract with him. Unless Isai has magic powers. You can do it, Isai! Isai! Go run into that guy at the stairs and become his new master! Archer portrayed Castor right in front of her master, yet he shows no traces of regret facing him.
そうか。お前のような男を引き込んだキャスターの落ち度だったな。
Even with the traitor standing in front of him, Kazuki shows no changes in tone. He still has fight left in him. He's not a mage, and he's lost Castor, but Kazuki is still going to try to punch people with his stupid snake fist arms. He resumes his combat stance. Hopefully, here's the part where we find out, oh, his fists weren't actually enhanced by Castor's magic. He's just that strong. Without Castor, Kazuki's combat ability should be decreased, I hope. Even if he's still the same dangerous Viper, Castor's boon that turned his fist into steel should be gone, right? Despite that, Kazuki still decides to face Archer. I see. I will not stop you if you wish to continue. Archer takes up his swords. There are unseen sparks between them. A battle's about to start. Ah! Is that really for the best? Kazuki said he's not interested in the Holy Grail. He's just here to help Castor. He's just a master in name. If that's the case, there shouldn't be a reason for Kazuki to keep fighting. Wait, why are you doing this, Kazuki? You're just doing what Castor said. Castor's not here. You don't have a reason to fight, right? My head hurts a whole lot. But I'm trying to fix my sights on both of them. Kazuki closes his eyes for a brief moment and answers.
戦う理由などない。お前と同じく、私は聖杯などに興味はなかったからな。
Then
だが、これは私が始めたことだ。それを途中でやめることなどできない。
Well, you're a teacher and I'm a student. Are you saying you're willing to walk away from that sacred bond and murder me? I got him in a catch-22. I got him. I'm sure he'll have a crisis of conscience right about now. It's simple. His answer is plain and simple. The fight begins. The battle between them will probably end in a single encounter. Shiro not understanding he isn't the only one who can love his servant. Yeah, Shiro does not get the idea that other people can be just as insane as he is. I like how when he sees the traits he has in other people, when he sees traits he shares in Archer, the traits he has in Kazuki, he's like, what is wrong with these people? These people are messed up. I can't believe that. Even if Kazuki possesses martial arts and skill above that of a human, he's fighting an archer. Simply being better than normal humans ain't gonna be enough. This fight's an excuse to tighten up a loose end. This is the fate of the loser. A fight between two masters is always gonna be killed or be kill or be killed. That's such a weird word you have to have before that. Fight between two masters is always going to be kill or be killed. So what's going to happen to Kazuki is to be expected. If one is going to have a problem with this, then don't ever step into war. Even so, gut instinct is Shiro will always do Shiro things and try to stop them. On the other hand, he really hates Archer. Would he be like, maybe this guy can hurt Archer? Probably not, but maybe. I'm trying to make the argument for why he wouldn't stop them. He's going to try to stop them because he's an idiot. Yeah, both of them really hate Shiro, but Shiro doesn't care about that. If he sees a pointless battle, he will try to stop it because that's this kind of person he is. For better or worse. Usually for worse. If there's a way for him to be saved, if there's a way to resolve this without killing, is it wrong to wish for it? I don't mind being called naive. And I know I'm a hypocrite. To a master, defeating your opponent means killing them. They're all aware of this fact before getting involved in this thus far, and they choose to fight knowing they will have to kill or be killed trying. I know how much of a coward I am for wanting to step in and stop it, and yet I'm doing it anyway. Stop! The fight is over. You don't have to fight anymore. I try to stop them while having a really bad headache. That moment, Kazuki makes his move. No! Maybe my move gave him an opening. Kazuki shortens the distance between him and Archer in an instant and strikes him between his eyes. A strike that would have shattered anyone's skull. Yet Archer decided to not dodge the deadly attack. A sound can be heard as the attack makes contact with Archer's head. The Red Knight chose to withstand the strike and use the opportunity to pierce through Kazuki's chest. Is it strictly a heart stab? Can we see the body? There's only silence. No one could utter a sound, and even I'm at a loss for words. Kazuki is dead. He died on the path he chose, like a ghost who left behind no words of longing or feelings of regret or hope. My head hurts. I'm not sure if it's because my magic circuit is completely screwed at this point, or because I can't forgive Archer for doing another kill without even batting an eye. Or maybe I'm just mad at myself for being utterly powerless to stop it. Without knowing the cause, the sharp pain in my head gets even sharper. Ah! Swords, now stabbing brain. Turned head to sound. And with caster gone, the binding curses should be undone. In front of the altar at the back of the church, what's her name hits the floor. Still lying on the floor, Saber's breathing is labored and in pain. Seeing her like that makes me forget about my headache. Saber! I rush towards her. I'm annoyed that even the few meters between me and her feel so far away. Near, far, wherever you are. Now I just gotta figure out how to form a new contract. Seriously, how do I do that? Like, I don't have the command spells and like her body's gone, so I can't rip them off of her. So how does this work? Also, you look really pretty. Is that supposed to be like a wedding dress thing? We are in a church. Ren, you knew a priest, so you're the closest thing to a priest. So step in for me, would you? Surprise, Saber! Surprise marriage plan. It turns out rescue plan was actually a secret marriage plan the entire time. Thank you, Castor, for hooking Saber up with the dress. Saber looks up. Seeing me run towards her, Saber lets out a sigh of relief. Uh-oh, she mad. Uh-oh. Huh? She suddenly tackles me and sends me flying. Uh-oh. A sudden blow from the side. I was knocked down without resisting. My body is sent flying and bounces hard against the floor. Ow! Okay, maybe planned marriage wasn't the right plan. Should not have tried to do a surprise marriage. Saber did not like that. Ugh, my back lands on the floor. Ugh. Still confused by what is happening, but just as I look up, in that moment, I hear the sound of metal clashing again. Are we doing all the fights now? We're doing all the fights now. What? I see Saber armor up and right in front of her on the ground where I stood, there are multiple swords piercing the floor. I missed. Ah, dang it, it's him. Why did you ruin my wedding plan? He lets out a sound of disappointment as he just keeps his sight on Saber. Our true villain finally goes mask off. Not even a stand upright, Saber glares at Archer. The jerk! You! Man, dang it. You! There we go. I don't have to guess the reason. He fired his sword and tried to kill me from behind my back. Saber noticed what he was trying to do and instantly covered for me. Thank you, future wife. Again, Ren, can you just go ahead and do the ceremony right now? You've got a cross on your shirt. And we are in a church. You are 100% a priest. Just say the I do part for me. Osaka stands there looking at him, dumbfounded, while Saber wields her sword as she's gasping for breath. Even if their positions are different, they harbor the same question. Now that Castor's defeated, why is Archer trying to That's the easy answer! That is clearly the easiest answer! Has he hid for 1 second that he wants to kill Shiro Emiya? Hey, he has not hidden it for 1 second. Literally, the only thing stopping it is an insanely powerful binding magic spell. And that is no longer on the table. Why are we acting surprised even for a second? Only Archer and I stood unfazed by the interaction. Okay, at least we're not surprised by it. That's right. I'm not surprised by what just happened. We've kind of despised each other from the very beginning. We have stood against each other, knowing that we do not get along. We both reject each other's existence and substitute for our own, not even knowing why. Although I'm pretty sure he knows why. Why? The reason behind why we must reject each other. If it's really what I think it is. Of course he'd want to kill me. Urgh! I tried to stand up after being knocked down. Saber was pretty desperate. She probably charged into me without even being able to hold back, and because of that, she can barely catch her breath. That's why I must stand up. Don't let the girl fight. It's time for me to fight. If the Saber I knew were to tackle me, it wouldn't be this weak. She barely has enough strength to even face me. If she's to go up against Archer with that body, it'd be no different than suicide. Archer, what are you thinking? Tosaka approaches Archer. Tosaka, you're not dumb. I thought. You should know what's happening right now. Dang it, Tosaka. Of course she's confused. Archer only sided with Castor so he could betray her at the end and kill her. And now that he's succeeded, no reason for Archer to attack me. No. No. That's not the logic. Your little act is over, right? You don't have to pretend to be a bad guy anymore. Castor is super dead now, so I won't allow you to act on your own anymore. Won't allow? I don't get it. Why must I seek your approval to do anything? Especially when you are not my master anymore. Archer? My contract with you has ended, and now that I am free, do you think I would choose to lower myself to be a human's lackey? Tosaka looks upon Archer like she still cannot believe what she just heard, but then a sudden realization hits her. Don't tell me, Archer. I only act for my own goal. However, it'll be a bit troublesome for you to be there. Tosaka jumps back. Are we... So are her arms not broken? They, like, really heavily implied her arms are just completely shattered by the frickin' super mega punch by Kazuki. I guess she's just fine. So that was just flavor text that actually didn't mean anything. She distances herself from Archer and starts running towards me. Oh, hi, Tosaka. Are you... please do the marriage ceremony. I'd like to be married before I die. And while Saber doesn't have the pretty white dress anymore, so... The armor's still cute, too, so I guess we can still do it. But Tosaka was not able to do that. A storm of swords, 2 meters tall, is raining down. The swords come down in a circular pattern, stabbing the floor to create a cage. A circular cage with barely enough space for a single human. And the instant the cage is formed, Tosaka is trapped. We got ourselves a damsel in distress again! Oh, thank goodness. With Saber saved, I was afraid we weren't going to have a damsel in distress. Thankfully, we got one literally just a couple of screens later. Now that I've come this far, I will not let you interfere. The contract is severed, and so the command spell you used on me no longer works. That is the only reason I sided with Castor, in order to void the command spell you used on me. I also had to void the contract. Archer starts walking, turning his back on Tosaka, who's now really trapped in a cage of swords. He's not walking towards Saber, towards me, while I still have my knees on the floor. I knew it! Why, Archer? I knew it. Why, Archer? Why are you still trying to kill Shiro? That is right. I will kill Shiro Emiya with my own hands. That is my only wish. The wish of a man who's fallen to become a guardian. Your prediction of him wanting Ren to get stronger was completely wrong. There was no good to his reasoning earlier. Yeah, should have fully grasped that breaking the command spell was a good motivation for him. Yeah, that didn't even cross my mind. It should have. Bad job by me. I was working under the pretense that I would predict that this game is going to have, like, Archer's going to be a good guy in the end, and Ilya is going to be alive, and we're all going to come together and beat Castor. And the game has continued to throw curveballs at me, and I absolutely adore it for it. Thank you, game. Until Saber says a full sentence, we're going to keep her voice on. Strength is returning to Saber's body. She collects her thoughts, focuses her strength, and shifts herself between Archer and myself. Alright, she's saying full sentences. Even though, like, the voice I give her is just, like, kind of standard, I still like to do it. Get muted. That reminds me, Saber. I think you have once said to me that I don't have the pride of a hero. Of course not. It's impossible for me to harbor such emotion. The only thing that I harbor is the feeling of regret. You see, Saber, I wish that I never became a hero. Saber's will to fight is leaving her body. That seems like a bad thing. Maybe she suddenly understood something, and whatever it may be, she no longer has any animosity towards Arch. I need you to protect me. Please have animosity towards him. I really need you to have a little bit more animosity towards him. I've said enough. Step aside, King of Knights. You don't have a master anymore. So if you do anything reckless, you're going to disappear. Shiro Emiya no longer has the right to be a master. Your wish will not be fulfilled even if you help him. I cannot do that. Even if he is not a master anymore, my pact with him still stands. I swore that I would protect him, that I would be his sword. He didn't know anything about the Holy Grail War, and yet he answered my one-sided wish. I cannot easily betray that trust. She holds up her invisible sword. But the brave and gallant knight is nowhere to be seen. I see. In that case, you can die here along with your false lore. Swords appear in Archer's hand. Oh boy! This is about to get bad. Oh boy. Let's do this. What could possibly go? It's not like we have a bigger, grander threat in the background that we should really be worrying about, but we're really not. Okay, new plan. We run away. We get on a bike. We get on my bike. We can share my bike. Dang it, my bike's back at the house. Okay. I don't know what's closer, my house or the temple, but we go to the temple, form a contract with Assassin. So we'll have... You form a contract with Assassin, I form a contract with Saber, and then we 2v1 both Archer and then good old Gilgamesh. Everything's going to work out just fine. And Lancer's just going to help us out also. Lancer's going to tag team with us too. It's great. Oh boy. Saber can't even withstand Archer's attack as she is right now. You idiot! Saber, run! I stand up and try to reach out for Saber. Maybe she's trying to stay away from my reach. Saber focuses all her strength on her feet and rushes towards Archer. The fight is over after a few rounds of trading blows. The old Saber would have undoubtedly overpowered Archer, but now she can barely swing her sword for seconds before she's down on her knees. Don't worry, we'll go slow during the ads. Ah, crud. How do we know Saber doesn't have the sword in her hands anymore? The sword's freaking invisible. We don't have X-ray vision. We don't have see-through wind vision. Stop trying to cheese me. She might still have the sword in her hand. In an effort to resist Caster's curse, she used up all of her magical energy. For Saber now, Even taking in air is an effort. He's facing down, all fours on the floor, and trying her hardest just to maintain her existence. Yeah, this seems like really bad times for us. Saber, please live. You can do it, Saber. Archer raises his arms. He swings his sword down upon the defenseless Saber. I rush in. Herg! I muster up all my strength to block Archer's attack. I hold up my two super cool, super original swords. With the weapons I instantly project in my hand, I fix my sight on the Red Knight. Well, well, I thought you'd behave for a little bit longer. I guess you really can't stand a woman being killed in front of you. Shut up! The person you want to kill is me. Point your swords at the right person. You totally missed me. I mean, I don't have super cool armor or super cool long blonde hair, so yeah, I think it's pretty easy to tell which of us is which. The two of us continue to face off with each other. We both hold twin swords in our hands. Even though our stature may differ, our stance is absolutely identical. You mimic something long enough, eventually no one can tell you apart. However, can that body of yours withstand using this much magecraft? Clear mocking me. But like he said, he's right, I'm at my limit. My headache is not stopping, and my magic circuits are super at their limit because I kept repeating my projection. In my current state, if I continue to trade blows with him while maintaining my sword, my brain is going to explode. Great! I told you already, you're not fit to use projection. Using a magecraft not fit for you will only lead to your own destruction. It seems you are paying the price for performing miracles until this point, Shiro Emiya. Archer just starts charging towards me. Great. Fantastic. Shut up, you piece of... At that moment, I meet Archer's swords with my own. With such intensity as if it will make me forget about the headache. Don't worry, my brain won't explode if he makes the rest of my body explode first. I swing my weapons. My movement is simply a mimicry of my opponent. If my swords are borrowed, so is the skill set to wield them. That's why there's no way I can match him. Even if I'm in peak condition, I can't defeat him. A fake can come close to the real thing, but it will never surpass it. That's why I didn't have a chance to stand up to this man from the very beginning. He told me to drown holding on to my ideals. He also told me my life was a lie. Didn't say anything to him because he was my ideal. The power to realize the impossible. A man who became a heroic spirit after saving so many others. I wish to become like that. That's why I can't win. The man standing in front of me has reached the end of my ideal. And if this man is truly the same person who wanted to become stronger to save others, the embodiment of Shiro Emiya's ideas... Erg! You interrupted the inner monologue! Super rude. The sword shattered. While I was able to block the attack, I lost the swords. Well, can I turn my liver into a sword or something? Kind of running out of magic, if I haven't run out already. Bad times. Oh, great, my consciousness is fading. Good, fantastic. My body is uninjured, but the inside of my body is really bleeding a lot. Now do you understand? This is the limit of Shiro Emiya. It is a fitting end for someone who's been pushing himself past his limits until today. He raises his sword. And just when I try to discern which side the sword is going to cut down from, with my fading consciousness. Heed my words. My will creates your body, and your sword creates my destiny. If you heed the Grail's call and obey my will and reason... Tosaka's dignified voice echoes in the church. Oh, Tosaka mad. Tosaka super duper mad. She does not want to be damsel in distress anymore. Maybe he was distracted by that? Sword Strike loses its momentum, and if that's the case... even in my current body, I can dodge that! Woo! I rolled away! Archer clicks his tongue. He doesn't go after me and looks at Saber on the floor. Ooh, cool image. Then answer me! Thus, I shall place my fate by your sword. Tosaka is reaching her hand out to Saber from her cage of swords? Responding to her call, Saber rushes towards Sokka with all her strength. Does Rin finally get the power of Saber? Upon my name as Saber, I accept your oath. Rin, I will acknowledge you as my master. This is the contract that probably should have happened at the beginning, but, you know, Rin screwed up the timing and everything. Saber is finally able to get the master she deserves. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh. Wind gathers and whirls around Saber. Perhaps it's because she got her real power back that now that she has, you know, a real proper master. The Saber facing Archer now is not the same as before. What is this? She's going Super Saiyan. I'm not the only one stunned by this sight. Even Archer's enchanted by what's happening. A surge of magic energy and a set of armor that's impervious to damage. That's a lot of magic energy, which is enough to overwhelm anyone, and is truly infinite. That is Saber, the heroic spirit of the sword that is said to be the most powerful of the servants. I'd intended to have her forge another contract with Rin, but this isn't quite how I thought it'd go. Maybe he can't spare any effort, but Archer is only focusing on Saber. Who said that? Did Archer say? Archer said that. So did he never killed Ren, or never even attempted to kill Ren? So, like, has his intention been for Ren to win the war with Archer, or with Saber? Like, it seems like his goal is just kill Emiya. Everything else doesn't matter. But maybe not everything else doesn't matter. If he actually had a plan for Rin and Saber to win the war. Alright. That's another very important line that the game just threw out at the middle of frickin' nowhere. And what are you going to do, Saber? Now that you formed a contract with Rin, what happens with Shiro Emiya going forward is irrelevant to you. I've told you, Archer. My oath with Shiro stands. Saber says with determination. Irritated by her words, Archer grips his swords. I could ask the same of you, Archer. What are you going to do? If you still want to kill Shiro, you have to go through me. Now is your chance to rethink your decision. Should you go against me now? Well, I am sure you understand how slim your chances are. Saber's words are true. Archer doesn't have to win against Saber, he just has to kill Shiro. That's all he has to do and he wins. Saber in her condition now could go against Berserker one-on-one and still walk away victorious. Doesn't matter who Archer is, he can't win against Saber. He understands that better than anyone, and yet... Look at you, brimming with confidence simply because you regained a little bit of magic energy. Not letting her respond, Archer charges at Saber. Swords clash. Bolt of Crimson rushes towards Saber, and Archer swings with all his might. Saber blocks that attack without even flinching. Her difference in stature and even Archer's sudden burst of speed makes no difference. Saber parries Archer's attack with ease, and yet Archer is the one who falls back despite being on the offense. A single strike with the utmost power and precision. Not only was it block, he even lost his balance. Archer falls back without hesitation, seeing an opening. Saber attacks with a fierce onslaught. There's nothing Archer can do other than block Saber's attack. If he tries to counter, Saber's sword will split his skull. No, he doesn't even have the spare effort to think about countering. The only resistance allowed for Archer is blocking Saber's attack until he runs out of strength. Even then, that won't last long. The magic energy imbued in Saber's sword is chipping away at Kanshoro and Bakuya. The twin swords won't stand against Saber's attack, nor does Archer have much strength left. The end came sooner than expected. Not able to withstand Saber's assault, Archer falls to his knees. Saber stops for a short moment and then swings down her sword. The decisive strike. Archer stopped it with a sword cross between his swords. The fight ends there. While Archer did stop Saber's attack, he can't move another inch. If he lets go even an ounce of strength, Saber's sword will cut him in half. Yeah. We have to come to a decision. It's been too long. We do have to decide. Castor was pierced with a whole bunch of swords. And Kazuki, it said stabbed in the chest, but it didn't show an image. It doesn't say anywhere on say where in the chest. It didn't say like in the heart, it just said the chest. And if it's like, again, as I've established, if it's like right in the middle of the chest, if it's like full on just like around here, the chest, then I do count that as disemboweling. It's just, it's such a up in the air call. Both are possible. It can be 0, 1, or 2. It's a very tough decision. This is one of the toughest decisions we had so far. You. Stupid bugs. I think Castor was at least a disembowel. Like, she lost a lot of blood, a lot of piercings. At least one of them we're counting as a disemboweling. It's just, do we count Kazuki? I don't think so. It seemed like an instant death, so I think it was like, right, it might have been in the heart. And that doesn't count. So we're sticking with 15. We're being strict. Being slightly strict. Pouring all his strength in his arms, Archer stops Saber's strike. With sweat dripping down Archer's forehead, he's gasping for breath. In contrast, Saber is calm and collected. At close-range combat, it's impossible for an Archer-class servant to win against a Saber. This is the end for you, Archer. You were worried worrying about me earlier, but I shall return those words to you. With Caster gone and the rate you've been using your noble phantasm, you shouldn't have much magic energy left. On top of that, you do not have a master, an anchor to stay manifest in this world. You can't even replenish magic energy. Just what exactly can you do in your current state now? Does he have a trick up his sleeve to kill Shiro? That's all he has to do to win. That is all he has to do to win. Don't have to worry about that, Saber. Archer-class servants have a unique ability that lets them stay manifested independently. They can survive for at least 2 days without a master. That's plenty of time for me to kill him. Why are you still talking that nonsense? Are you saying your wish is not for the Grail, but to kill Shiro? Archer didn't respond. His cold eyes simply stare at the baffled and troubled Saber. How can you wish for something like that? Archer, your wish is mistaken. Why would you wish for an end like that? Even if you do something like that, you won't. So Saber fully grabs. I think Saber fully knows who Archer is now. Saber bites down her lips before she can even finish her sentence. My wish is mistaken, huh? Archer puts more strength in his arms. He stares back at Saber. Right back at you, Saber. Just how long are you still going to cling to that mistaken wish of yours? A brief moment of sadness flickers in Archer's eyes as he asks Saber. Archer. Saber's grip on her sword weakens. Ugh! Archer seizes the opportunity and frees himself, using the opportunity to kick Saber off. Saber was sent backwards with the kick, but she lands with grace. The situation doesn't change from a minute ago. A stalemate between Saber, who's protecting me, and Archer, who has his back turned to the caged Tosaka. The distance between them is 5 meters. Gotta count the meters. Everyone's favorite game. I didn't think I could match your sword skills, but to think it would be that obvious. Swords in his hands disappear, and he faces Saber empty-handed. Archer, I take that gesture to be your retreating. No. And I would stop your assumption. I am an Archer-class servant. There are no archers who would prefer to fight with swords. After saying that, he's going to shoot an arrow at... Oh, son of a gun! Saber fully understands why Archer is doing this now. But do you? It feels like there are 2 possibilities. I would be more interested if it is straight up. He is just trying to kill me to end his own suffering because he doesn't want the Guardian life of constantly saving humanity throughout history. Or there is the more, I guess it's more cliche version of he remembers all of this happening from Shiro's point of view and he's just trying to recreate it so he can create that hero, so he can make Shiro into himself. I feel like it's one of those 2. Have you figured out the true meaning of I am the bone of my sword? I assume it means I am a sword. Let's do it. I think we're going into poem mode. I am the bone of my sword. In a whisper, Archer starts with an incantation. Stop it, Archer. We still have... Saber, one day, someone will be here to liberate you. Seems like it's not this timeline, but I'm sure I will be a part of it the next time you are involved. Unknown to death, nor known to life. I have a feeling we're coming up on the I hope I have enough heart points with the right people, or else it's game over. The incantation echoes in the church. Nothing changes in the surrounding. An incantation that long will most certainly affect the environment. Magecraft is something that works by exerting influence on the world itself. However, this incantation doesn't do it, but... well, that's a topic for another time. I only have one goal right now, and that is to kill Shiro Emil. He mad. You ought to stand in my way. And this world I am creating won't hold back on destroying you. He raises his left arm. Does that mean he's completing his incantation? Unlimited blade works. With a clear phrase, he starts to exert his influence on the world. Uh-oh. This is bad. Yeah, this does seem quite bad. Luckily, this is the final boss. It's not like there's a mysterious 8th servant out there who's super duper strong with a super duper evil master out there. Oh, wait. Oh, boy. Flames erupting. The flames trace across the floor as if drawing a line. Does that mean the flames are creating a boundary around the church? The bright luminescence generated by the flames enveloped the church. Fantastic. In an instant, the church was replaced by a strange landscape. Hello, reality marble. My headache is super duper bad. Can I please get an aspirin? I can understand this magecraft, this bizarre scenery. It shouldn't be possible for me to understand, but I was able to decipher what happened in front of my eyes naturally. Woohoo! That's what happens when you're super exhausted and you can see the ends of the universe through your tiredness. And that fact is hurting my head more than anything. To sum it up in one word, this is a forge. Burning flames and rotating gears in the sky. Swords with no wielders are scattered in the wasteland. Every blade across the landscape is a famed sword. Even the Kashao and Bakuya he uses were weaved from this world. A seemingly infinite projection of weapons. The countless weapons makes this place look like a junkyard. And standing in the middle of this wasted kingdom is the Red Knight. What is this? There is obvious confusion in Saber. Oh, so it's... I thought he was just taking me. Nope, Saber got sucked in too. Did Rin get sucked in as well? Standing in the cold phantom flame, she looks at the Red Knight bewildered. Reality marble. A forbidden spell that corrodes the world by materializing someone's mental landscape over it. That means not only were you not a swordsman. No. Yes, I was a mage before becoming a heroic spirit when I was alive. Osaka speaks calmly. Does that mean she already knew? Maybe she'd already discerned Archer's identity. Then Archer, your noble phantasm is... I do not have anything of the sort, because I never possessed any blessed swords or cursed ones. This world is the only thing I have. If a noble phantasm is what represents the essence of heroic spirits, then this magecraft, this reality marble, it is my true noble phantasm. As long as it categorizes as a weapon, I can replicate it and store it in this world simply by looking at the original. That is my ability as a heroic spirit. Saber can't believe what she's heard. He looks around bewildered, seeing only swords in the wasteland. Swords that feel no different than unmarked gravestones. Frickin' sword pervert. This place is filled with wasteland and iron, covered by a lonely gray sky. Are you telling me this is your world, Archer? Indeed. Would you like to give it a try, Saber? I will replicate your sacred sword with absolute detail. My sacred sword? Are you saying you know what it is, Archer? Of course. I may not be able to perfectly replicate a sword like that, but I can make one that is close to the real thing. I wonder if we have seen this ability happen in another timeline. What will happen then, when two sacred swords clash? Do you think the bystanders will live to tell the tale? Archer, how could you? Now you're getting it. So don't go waving around that sword too much, Saber. If you unleash its power, then I will have no choice but to counter it. If that were to happen, it wouldn't be us who perish, but the bystanders around us. And knowing you, you would sacrifice yourself to protect that boy. I probably won't survive after projecting a sacred sword. That means only a single person, Shiro Emi, would survive. And then all of this would be for naught. Archer raises his left arm. At the signal, swords start to levitate behind him. Don't resist. You won't die if you're lucky. Just ask your master to heal you after my business is finished here. Archer's finger points at Saber. Countless swords turn and point at Saber, and every single one of those swords is capable of delivering a killing blow. Feel free to dodge if you would like, but just know the man behind you will not be so lucky. He gives his command to the swords. Saber's gonna take them all, ain't she? The infinite amount of swords start the assault. Saber can't move an inch from her spot. Hooray for replicating literally the Gilgamesh Hercules fight. Hooray, symbolism! Ugh. Knowing such a mishap could be fatal. Saber grips the sword in her hand and strikes down each and every sword that rains down. Trace on. My headache is taking my ability to think. Wait, I was trying to say that, not him. My magic circuits will only... I've got one more magic circuit thing in me. I gotta do good. My devastated insides are really scorched. But all that stopped mattering from the moment I saw his world. Part of your world. Next thing I know, I'm focusing my strength and running up next to Saber, fixing my eyes on those stupid, annoying swords. Shiro, you can't be here. Step back. Who cares? Seriously, it's like these people don't know Shiro and his stupid hero death wish. If my eyes can't keep up with a flurry of swords, then what I need to do now is let my senses take over and analyze them. Even if my head can't process any faster, I'm going to push the limits beyond. Go plus ultra! The next wave of swords is coming. Feels as if the hammer of a gun knocks down on the back of my head. Don't! I reach out my left arm. I don't have a shred of doubt. I copied so many up until now. If the logic and method behind what I did is correct, give me that bull, you. There's no way I can't copy the flurry of swords before me. Fragments shatter around us. When I opened my eyes, his reality marble, or whatever it's called, was gone. What remained are the scattered fragments of swords and... a hellish feeling of nausea that it makes me gag as if I'm gonna throw up my organs. He stares at me with animosity. Wait, what do you think you're doing, Archer? Archer grabbed Tosaka out of her sword cage and restrained her. Fantastic. Keep making her a damsel in distress again. Tosaka violently moves her body, trying to get away from Archer's grasp. I don't know what he's done, but Archer put his hand on the back of Tosaka's neck, and her consciousness is gone. After that, he decides to leave the church. He holds Tosaka in his arms as he leaps up the stairs that lead to the ground above. Where do you think you're going, Archer? To a place that won't be interfered with by anyone. Besides, I ran out of magic energy. I don't have the strength left to finish that boy when you're protecting him. Why are you taking Ren with you? What is she your hostage? Duh. Well, okay, never mind. I wouldn't put it like that, but as long as she's with me, that boy won't have a choice but to follow me. On top of that, Ren is now your master, and you might think highly of that boy, but your master's life is irreplaceable. I'm trying to not die. Trying hard to not pass out. I respond to him. Outside of town. And then exhausted, I tell him without even looking at him. What? I just told you. Head to the forest outside of town. There's an abandoned castle, and if it's there, we won't bother anyone. Maybe we'll bury some maids while we're there. Those poor, poor maids. Shiro, you have something you want to say to me? Fine, let's hear it. There are things I want to say to you too. I am about to pass out. Are you expecting a full in-game antagonist, Archer? At this point, I was expecting that we finished off Archer here and Gilgamesh was big bad again. And I would be slightly annoyed. But we still have... it's a triple threat now. It's Shiro, Saber, and Ren versus Archer, who's got a day left, approximately, versus Gilgamesh and Shinji. Where are we going with this? Despite the nausea and sickness, I told him as much. Forest outside of town. Huh. Einsburn Castle. Indeed, no one would interfere with us in that castle. Quite the resolve you have there, Shiro Emiya. Shut up! Not important. I do not want his flattery. If I have to listen to any more of this, my innards are about to burst. I dare you lay a finger on Tosaka. If you do, I will kill you even if I have to ask a girl for help, and I'm not going to do that. A sharp pain attacks me. I warn him in rage and claw at my head to fight the headache. Fine. As your reward for the location, I guarantee her safety for 1 day. This is all ending on day 15. Surprise, surprise, but I would advise you to hurry up. I do not have much time since I do not have a master anymore. I'm not even gonna last 2 days. If I don't kill you before that, who knows? I might kill the hostage just out of resentment. His annoying laughter lingers in my ear and as he leaves. I fell down before I could see him leave. Shiro, no matter how much you force yourself, even with your skills, It is too early for you to do the same level of projection as Archer. He holds me as I fall down. Sorry, I let him take Tosaka. You're master, my bad. I try to stand up. Shiro, do not worry about that. Rin's got this. I don't think Archer would lay his hand on her. What you should really worry about is your own body. Leave Rin to me. You should go home and rest. We don't have time. I feel like passing out. Ah, son of a... I can't believe this. It seems I don't even have strength for words. Oh yeah, I also forgot Kirai and Lancer. That's also a thing I have to worry about. Alright, so we got a fatal four-way going on. And I don't know who's going to win. I will hear you out later. Right now, I must take you back to your house. I assume you don't have a problem with that. No, take me to Rin's house. Castor is dead. That means I can see Taiga. I want to see if Taiga's alive and awake. Please take me to Rin's. I don't have time to say anything. Saber lends her shoulder as we're walking to the stairs. Moon is on wine. The sky is still kind of gray as we leave the church. Hey, Lancer. Ah, you're done with your business, boyo. There. Out in the darkness, a fugitive running. It's Lancer. How are you, dude? Saber glares at him while supporting me. She's super tense that she would slash him without hesitation if he takes another step. Ah, your mistake is Saber. He helped us. Do you mean Lancer cooperated with you, Shiro? Yeah, if you can, don't fight him this time, please. Saber stares at Lancer in astonishment. Seems like he's kind of enjoying Saber's reaction. I understand. But why Lancer? Is cooperating with Shiro and Rin a part of some scheme? Are you stupid? Of course I am. I wouldn't help someone unless I'm scheming something secretly. Is that what you wanted to hear? I knew he was that kind of guy. But he's through as he's making fun of Saber as well. What is so funny, Shiro? Was I laughing? I can't control what my body does anymore. I don't know if I have nerves anymore. Yes, you were. I suppose I was mistaken. Seems as though I do not need to support you if you are well enough to laugh. It's bad, but that made me relieved. Saber's the same as before. Our connection's gone, but she's here just like before. But what's there to regret? My bad. Let my guard down. But now's not the time, huh? Yes. We should rest for now. Even if we are to get Rin back. Lancer, I do not know what your objective is, but you should be done with your business. Then leave. I will not fight you now. He declares in a super dignified manner and just goes to the clearing. Huh. Everything went well. Or I guess not. What happened? I guess I should be curious enough to ask. Archer took Tosaka. We're just going to get her back. Also, we did kill Castor and her master. Well, Archer did. I bear my dizziness and answer looking at Lancer in the eyes. Wait, hold on. What's going on? No energy. Can't talk. Need nap. Archer's objective is to cure Shiro. In order to do that, he has abducted my master, Rin, and requested a duel with Shiro in exchange. Her safety will not be guaranteed if we do not go to him within a day. It was helpful if you explained that on my behalf, but there is no point in telling Lancer that. Ah! I guess he really did it this time. He takes off his friendly face and grits his teeth. Lancer? So what? You betrayed his young lady not once, but twice. Yes, I guess that would be the case. What about it? Don't what about it, me. Ah, I changed my mind. This was the only help I was gonna offer, but let me help you a little bit longer. I won't be able to have peace of mind like this. What is going on with your master? Is he like in a coma or something? Lancer spits and starts walking. Saber stares at Lancer silently. I get how she feels. Lancer's back looked like he was telling us. I guess he's in the party now. I am troubled. What kind of magecraft did you and Rin use on him to get him on our side? Saber's voice sounds more shocked than amazed. But unfortunately, I do not have the energy to answer, and my wounds are starting to really hurt. First of all, I'm the one who wants to ask that question. Where is Taiga? Where is Taiga? Please tell me the interlude is with Taiga. Where is she? And I recall his dream. The memory of the man who was set up as a hero. The story of a knight whose end came to a place that I can't reach. That hill in his world. The desolate wasteland that the man obtained by fighting for others. Apparently he died smiling in satisfaction, holding on to his views. He's seriously stupid. Yeah. He just makes me super mad. He tried his best, worked hard even though he was just an ordinary person, and finally obtained a miracle with his own blood. Then, it'll be a lie if he doesn't become happy. If he made many people happy, then he had to become happier than all those people combined. But he did not get such a reward. The only thing he was given was the fate to be used as a guardian after his death. That's right. Why didn't I realize that? Guardians are summoned every age. It doesn't mean that they're summoned from every age. In other words, from the present and the past. Heroic spirits can be summoned from the future that we have not seen. For guardians who are pushed into a position off the axis of time, the concept of time does not exist. At that point, they become a heroic spirit. They sublimate into others than what they used to believe when they were when they were human. Then, it is possible for a guardian to be summoned into the place and age they lived when they were alive. So, in our 3 timelines, in our Fate timeline, Unlimited Blade Works, and eventually Heaven's Field, is this implying it's possible that all 3 archers are actually different archers? Just like different copies of Archer. Not just alternate timelines, but just like the timelines are actually happening and it's just like different archers acting potentially differently. I don't know. Maybe I'm just breaking my brain. It's vexing when I think about it. It's because neither of them gets salvation. The one that watches his past self and the one that watches his eventual self, they will only hurt by how they changed. I already know the end of this big idiot who tried to help. So Ren now 100% knows who Archer is. He became a guardian by choice. He thought it was more than he could ask for if he could save people even after he died. Hope you like charts. I do enjoy charts. I enjoy staring at charts a whole lot. Frickin' what was it? I think it was Virtue's Last Reward. There's a chart in that one I remember literally just staring at for like 30 minutes trying to figure out everything. It went out for about 5 minutes. How did you like the time explanation? I like the time explanation, but it's making me curious about things. So you might not have heard my theory that I just proposed. And I'm not even sure how it would work in the timeline, but just like, the timeline we see is like, oh, we make choices and splits happen, blah, 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 blah. But the way they kind of proposed how the guardian spirits work, being able to go anywhere in time, maybe at any point in time, make me think that, is it possible that, like, in all of our own branching timelines, or at least in the 3 branching timelines we have, is it possible that they are different archers? Like, different takes on Archer. Like, maybe there's a possibility that, for example, in the Unlimited Blade Works timeline, perhaps this Archer is like the quote last in the timeline of Archers, and he is just like, he's gone through fate, he's gone through whatever's going to happen in Heaven's Feel, he's gone through like a bajillion other horrors and tragedies, and he's just like, I'm sick and tired of this. I need to break this. I'm breaking this cycle right now. I'm killing Shiro. In this timeline, no matter what. Just a possibility. We're probably going to get more charts. But we'll see. That is just a possible theory that I'm working on. But also, it's like 90% certain that this is Ren narrating, so Ren knows who Archer is at this point. So, Ren and Saber 100% know, and I assume that if Shiro doesn't know, he's close to knowing. Or at least he's trying to deny it hard. He did not have the power to save people when he was alive, but he believed he could break through any tragedy as a heroic spirit. Thinking so, he made a contract with the world to give his body after death and saved hundreds of lives. He believed he would be able to save tens of thousands of people and more. But he was betrayed by such hope. Places where heroic spirits and guardians appear are only hell. They only appear when the world is about to be destroyed by people. We have discussed this already. He was only summoned to those hells. In the land he wanted to save, the people were already dead, and he killed even more people. The boy who said he just didn't want to see anyone cry could only see humans crying forever. There was only one thing left to say. He has been betrayed by many things the whole time. And in the very end, he was even betrayed by the only thing he believed in, his ideal. I am the bone of my sword. Steel is my body, and fire is my blood. I have created over 1,000 blades. Unknown to death, nor known to life. Have withstood pain to create my weapons. Yet those hands will never hold anything. So I pray unlimited blade work. That was the only spell he was ever given. What is that? It makes me so mad, I want to beat his chest and scold him. I, Rin Tosaka, have never had any hardship in my life. So I might have the right to say it, but I believe in working hard and going through pain. It's not wrong to be rewarded for your battles. That's why I'm angry at his unrewarded life, and most of all, I can't leave him who ended up cursing his life be. As long as you're my servant, I won't do anything other than what I believe in. I'm not as naive as Shiro Imiya, but there are things that I cannot give up. No matter who it is, I don't have the intention of giving up. It's right. That's why I swore that. As long as I'm his master, I will believe in my path like he used to. That's about all I can show him. That's about the only way I can repay him. It might have been meaningless, but at least I do it so that Archer, who lost sight of his own past, could realize that his life was something he can be proud of. Fun fact, Archer had a red coat because CL from Tsukihime gave it to him. Neat! I look forward to maybe eventually playing Tsukihime. The first thing I notice when I wake up are the sensations in my limbs. They hurt and I cannot move them. Oh frick, I'm tied up. Plus I'm sitting in a chair and seem to be sleeping in a super unnatural position. I don't want to admit it, but this is the worst possible situation. To be honest, I cannot do anything. My hands are tied behind the chair and restrained by something like handcuffs. My ankles are the same, and I cannot stand from my chair. On top of that, the handcuffs and shackles are magecraft resistant, and my magic circuits are so messed up I cannot create magic energy. Now that I've confirmed my situation, I check the surroundings. It's super duper cold, and the roommate of Stone has no heater, and it is an abandoned place that has not been used for a while. It's super dark outside the windows. From the looks of it, it's probably nighttime. What are you planning, Archer? I glare into the darkness. The shadow of the pillar. The knight in red is sitting on a pile of rubble. Nothing. You are just bait to lure Shiro Emiya. You should know that. Shiro would come even if it wasn't me. If I wasn't here, you should know that. Yes, but it would be inconvenient if you were with him. I'll have you stay here quietly until things are settled. Archer stares without appearing in front of me. There are no signs of previous intimacy. He's really a calm assassin now. I see. So you'll kill Shiro no matter what? Yeah. A naive man like that should be killed right now. He replies as though it's only natural. The only thing I can see from here is his shadowed side profile. His expression is cold, as if he's wearing a mask. That makes me super mad. I don't even need to be told that Shiro's naive. I take a breath. He'll end if I say this. Archer will never come back to me if I say that. I take a breath and stare at the man in the shadows. What are you about to say, Tosaka? But still, I think that naive part of him is lovable. He needs to be like that. I'm saved by having a guy like him. What about you? You did this much, but you think it's wrong to preach a selfish idea? You fought for others again and again, got betrayed again and again, and you were forced to clean up after them again and again. Did you get fed up with humans for that, Archer? Getting even more angry as I speak, and I am yelling at the top of my lungs. Archer doesn't answer. His side profile consumed in the shadows is no longer the side profile I know. Interlude. Out. I was about to say, is it time for day 15? Not quite. We're almost there. You cannot save everyone. You cannot save everyone. When I heard that from the man I believe could save everyone, all I felt was repulsion. Look, Shiro. A hero of justice can only save those he has sided with. I didn't like those words either. I'm kind of picky about what kind of words I like. I didn't want the person who I thought was a hero of justice to say something like that. And since that time, my life has just been trying to overturn those words. There's no need for sacrifices. No one will get hurt if you work hard and do your best. My old man must have always admired that as well. So? Yeah, I'm relieved. I can't look away from his final moments. Tosaka said that such a life is distorted. Yes, I know that. I realized that a long time ago. There is no such world where no one gets hurt. There's no happiness where no one got hurt. Such a convenient utopia doesn't exist. The hero of justice I'm trying to become is just hypocrisy. There is nothing at the end of helping people. So, I know that without having to be told. There's a false life where neither others nor yourself can be saved. Yeah. Even if that's true, I won't let you say it. I don't care if anyone other than him denies it, but I won't let him say that. The same things have the same beginnings, and even if I turn out like that, no, that is why I have to deny him. That's why he doesn't approve of the former Shiro Emiya. As long as I'm here... Okay, everyone's on the same page. Good. As long as I'm here, I won't approve of him. Even if this dream is distorted, if I believe in this and decide I'll keep on believing it, then I... Dude, fall asleep and stay asleep, my dude. You really need it. I wake up. I'll look at the clock and see that it's past 11. Time to shove rods up my spine. Are you awake, Shiro? Saber says in a calm voice, sitting on her knees. It's already been half a day since we came back from the church. Must have been watching me the whole time. Yeah, I'm awake. My body's fine, my fatigue's gone, and my headache's gone. Yay! I get up from bed. The sensation in my limbs are back to usual. Yay! I have nerve endings again. Magic circuits I still overuse are really exhausted, but they have not been destroyed. Win! How are you going, Shiro? Saber suddenly asked. The answer's obvious. Duh! Understood. I shall go with you. But Shiro, Rin is my master. It is my duty to rescue her. I will stop Archer, so you... No, it's the other way around, Saber. I'm fighting Archer. I interrupt Saber. He looks at me super uneasy. No, Shiro. Archer is your... She hesitates, having a hard time saying it. I know. I think I knew who he was from the first time I met him. I was repulsed with him without reason for the first time, and I stubbornly hated him, thinking that I couldn't approve of him. It's only natural. Any person would look away if they're shown their own mistakes. Yeah. That's why I can't approve of what he did. I have to settle the match with him. My body's in great condition. There's only half a day until it is up. I can't spend any more time resting. Shiro. Not in a position to say this, but please. Saber. I'll fight Archer. I don't want you to help me no matter what happens. I bow as I ask Saber. There's no need to do that, Shiro. I shall obey, if that is your wish. I swore I would be your shield. I shall see your fate off until the end. To enjoy, everyone figure out Archer's identity on their own instead of him. Yes, I do appreciate that. Thank you, Archer, for not saying, I am Shiro Emi. It's just like everyone comes up, realizes it like back to back to back, and just like, oh, duh. Everyone figures it out. I do have one theory I want to talk about, but the ad's about to play in a minute, so I'm going to wait till after the ad before I go into my next theory. Her answer is perfect. Her dignified voice sweeps away the uneasiness lingering on my mind. Thanks. It's reassuring knowing that you'll be watching over me. Yes, I am glad that you are you, Shiro. He smiles back. Be prepared for departure now. We leave my house. Who would have thought we'd go back to the castle again? Hey, you guys aren't listening to me, huh? What? You guys aren't listening to me, huh? What? We both turn around. Hey, Lancer. I forgot about you. Come to think of it, oh yeah, you're still here. You have more free time than I thought. You have more free time than I thought. That just slips out. He seems to be aware of it himself, though he doesn't deny it. Lancer, I do not know what you are scheming, but you have nothing to gain by joining us. Archer is a servant without a master. I do not think that your master would want you to defeat him. Yeah, I know. I have no intention of fighting Archer. I won't interfere with the fight, so don't worry about it. Then what are you following us for? If you wish to settle the score with me, we can do it right here. Nah, I'll pass on that too. I have no intention of opposing you or your master. Rather, I want to do her a favor. I want her to be in debt to me. Saber glares at Lancer. What are you doing, Lancer? You're now free from ads. Huzzah! Lancer aloofly ignores her stare. Fine, do as you wish. It would help us too if you were to help rescue Tosaka. It would help us if you helped rescue Tosaka. Shiro, Lancer is an enemy. You cannot make such a rash... It's Shiro! Why are people still, like, challenging Shiro when he does the most Shiro thing possible? Stop doing that. Just give up at this point. Don't worry about that. He's twisted, but he doesn't lie. And he can't do anything that sneaky. He'd defeat us head on before he'd want to trick us. That is true, but... I'll drive him away if you don't want to, but he'll follow us even if we let him be. In that case, it's just easier to have him at our side. Plus, we can have witty banter. You have become quite a smooth talker in just a few days, Shiro. It's funny what losing your nerve endings for a couple of days does. Kind of changes your personality a little bit. When your brain melts a little bit, it turns out like maybe the like nervous part of my brain melted along with it, and I have like an irrational confidence. Yeah, lots happened. Anyway, that's it, Lancer. We won't concern ourselves with you, so just don't bother us either. So if you're fine with that, let's go! I call to Lancer, who just watches us with a smile. Good enough. You guys make a great pair. Too bad it's not the other timeline. Saber's inflexible just as she looks. And it's good you finally became mature. That is not true. Shiro is in the inflexible one. You do not know much about the trouble I have been through. I don't know. What would you tell me if I ask? Fine, we have a lot of time till we get to the castle. Let's entertain ourselves on the road with your stories. Ha ha ha! She's got a tiger face! Why do I have to explain such things to you? You have nothing to do with this! The fact that Lancer can get this face out of Saber. Heck yeah. Ship it! Saber accuses Lancer. Wow, Saber and Lancer really don't get along. I didn't think that Saber would start yelling like Tosaka. Ah well, let's get going. We don't have the time to be playing around. We kind of need to get to that castle thing. I leave the two behind and I start walking. Shiro, I am not playing around! She must still be worked up as she yells as she's catching up. Lancer keeps his distance from us and follows us aloofly. It's midnight. One midnight gone. There is a playable Lancer DLC for the cooking game, by the way! He's the only character other than the main heroines who is playable. Ah, dang it. The second that cooking game, if it ever goes on sale, I am probably picking it up. I know how long it takes to get to the castle from here. We should be able to make it in time. We'll most likely get there by dawn. We head towards the masterless old castle in the forest and start walking in the night. Day 15. Also, I'm going to say that I think that people lie when they say that, oh yeah, the game's just 15 days long. How in one day are we going to settle the frickin' Archer, the Gilgamesh, and Lancer situations? Like, ugh. Yeah, we got an interlude. We'll start off with the interlude next time. I assume day 15 is gonna be a super duper omega long one. So we'll start day 15 next time. Oh, wait, no. Okay, no, it ends on the 15th. Never mind, never mind. Okay. So we're technically day 15 in this one, but it's only day 14 in the other timeline. Where does the day thing split off? It's one of the first 3 days. Somewhere in the first 3 days we split off. Wait, no. We're day 9 here. On the 8th, we go to day 10. We're at day 10. Where does the day split happen? Day 11 is normal. Oh, so... That's cheating! This should not have counted as day 11. In the Fate route, this should not have counted as one day. I know it was a very long day, but we should not have counted it. For, like, the sake of, like, counting days, that ticks me off. The fact that this is now day 12 and this is day 15. Okay, that mystery's been solved. And it's stupid that it was solved that way. Alright. I do have one theory I do kind of want to go over. Or at least one curiosity I have. I feel like Unlimited Blade Works, with this story, with like one of the main stories being about Archer seeing all of the horrible things that happen throughout his many summonings, I feel it would make sense if Unlimited Blade Works was the last of the 3 scenarios. From a thematic standpoint, like that one being the last one of Archer needing to kill Shiro and just end everything before it starts, I feel like thematically that would make a lot more sense, which makes me very curious. What in the world does Heaven's Feel have for me that it is saving itself for last? That it doesn't have the Archer trying to end everything scenario not being the final one. Thus, Heaven's Feel is a much more thematic end. Alright, I will take your word. I have faith in the game that it is the case. But it's just like, I am nervous. Just like, what the heck kind of theme do you got going on? Also, I did not check out the last day in here. I assume that's an end. I assume that's a bad end if we don't get in between them. So yeah, we just had a very long day. Oh, and sneak preview of what we're about to run into. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. I don't like this, but hope maybe the interlude one of them will kill the other. Maybe. It'll all work out for us in the end. We're hosed. We're super screwed. But for now, let's take a break. Let's check my work schedule this week to see when the next time I might be able to stream is. I am working every day next week. But Monday might be a light day, so let's have a soft schedule for a stream on Monday, and if we don't stream Monday, we'll definitely go for Wednesday. So next stream will be Monday, and we will start day 14, technically, I guess. Or this is our day 15. This is our day 15. It just is on February the 14th. So let's go see who's streaming right now so we can share a little bit of love with someone. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? We got some solid choices. Ooh. I am thinking it's October, so let's raid into like the one scary game I actually kind of like. AKA Resident Evil 4. So let's go raid into Kimmy. Kimmy, who is a PNG tuber. I enjoy hanging out in her stream. Invalid username. Dang it, I misspelled it. Kimmy Kster. Forgot the K, my bad. Alright. She is playing a little bit of Resident Evil 4. She also plays a lot of RPGs. She's started Metaphor Refantasio, and she's also playing through Tales of Vesperia, which is, hey, good choices for games. If you feel like participating in this raid, we do have raid commands. You have activated my raid card because branding both a subbed and unsubbed version. So once again, next stream of Fate Stay Night, day 15 of Unlimited Blade Works, will be on Monday, hopefully. Of course, next week we should have the return of the streams with Worst, even though maybe I shouldn't because I do work the next day, long hours, but at this point, I want to stream Phoenix Wright with him because I love Phoenix Wright, and I hate that I haven't gotten to stream it for 2 weeks. So, thank you so much to everyone who stopped by. Hope you are having a lovely day, and until next time, fare thee well. Ta-ta.